Hello guys, I hope you can hear me. चलो गाइस, भाई यार कितना बीटी का काम है यार, ये पता नहीं मेरे साथ ही हो रहा है शायद। क्या बताऊं मेरे हालात, मेरे भाई बहुत खराब हालात चल रहा है भाई। अभी स्ट्रीम चालू करा है, जो उड़ गया, मतलब नो रीजन। जस्ट स्टार्ट कर लिया स्ट्रीम हमने अभी। तो कोई बकचोदी ना हो भाई, अभी 4-5 घंटे मस्त मक्खन स्ट्रीम चलेगा। आई एम जस्ट होपिंग मक्खन स्ट्रीम चले। आई एम टर्निंग ऑन द डेस्कटॉप ऑडियो, एवरीथिंग्स फाइन, फेसकैम है, गेम स्क्रीन है।
आपसी क्या ले रहा?
प्ले एनीथिंग भाई, तुम उठाओ अल्फिल, ये लोग कुछ भी ले लेंगे, वैसे भी फिल करना ही चाहिए भाई। अभी थोड़ा तो रहना पड़ेगा भाई किसी को, तो भाई दोनों सभी ऐसे खेलेंगे तो भाई एक रेट मैं बोल रहा हूँ, मैं फिल कर लूंगा मस्त। अरे बाबा बाबा बाबा, अरे बाबा मत कर।
तो कुछ तो उठा।
हाँ उठा रहा हूँ।
रहना ले ले, फिर इनिशिएटर ले ले।
नहीं तू खेल ले डुलिस्ट, I'll play initiator. Yeah, I'll play like Sky or something. क्या होना बता देना, स्काई सोवा कौन सा करूं?
देखो जो अच्छा लगता है वो कर, हो सकता है तो पॉसिबली सोवा या फेड।
यप,
मैं रहना लूं या ये लूं?
रहना ले ले, फ्लैशेस काम आएंगे वे। हाँ आई गेस सब ऑडियोस आ रहा है आपको, लेकिन चेक वंस। आई गेस सब ऑडियोस आ रहा है। से ब्रेक हो स्ट्रीम मेरा दिन ब्रेक हो जाएगा यार ये बात है चलो बढ़िया let's go let's put it on game screen everything's fine let's go
Chova.
yeah bro what's up
Chova.
Chova, 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 chova,
Chova.
chova.
yeah
Yo, move.
Chova.
Hey, how old are you, Maximus?
मैं
No, flash नहीं
22
first round.
I'm 22
I thought you were like 30 or something.
अरे भैंचो अरे हर एक ये बोलता है कि आवाज ऐसे क्या लगती है ये
हाँ तेरी आवाज डीप है इसीलिए अभी क्या करूँ
हाँ ना वही तो हर एक बंदे
मैंने
ये
ना-
बोलता है
Placing sensor.
अबे रीना अकेले
Sova dart.
कराना भी कितनी बार करूँ साले
Our spike carrier is dead.
Spike down A.
हम लोग
Shock dart.
Placing swamp grenade.
Dinked है
Swamp grenade out.
बैकस्टैप
अरे यार घुसो ना यार भैंचो क्या माचू दो रहे हो
Last player standing.
Enemy spotted. A.
Spike down A.
सुनलेस
मैं सेज को हेडशॉट मारा मैं रेस को
I know
हेडशॉट
that
मारा
Killjoy's tricks. Wait, she knows mine. Finally, challenge.
Scanning ahead.
अपना केजे किधर गया केजे मिड से पुश आ सकता है
ओके
थैंक यू रख दो ना ये शांत रहे मादर चोद
Bomb buddy out.
अबे उसने यहाँ से पूछ
Shock dart.
पीछे से खेलो भैया
Last player standing.
fuck यार मैं गंदा
लेफ्ट देख रहा था राइट से बोल रहा पाना
नाइस प्लांट निकला ना बहुत अच्छा रेस को मार देता हूँ यार मैं खाली
I'll make them remember. They're only human.
किसने किसी पे
Odin's Vandal skin Chova.
Need a drop.
है तेरे पास
हाँ है ना
Thanks.
मेरी है वो
Need a drop. Thanks.
ए बी चलो रे रीना खाली थी
रिवील कैसे करूँगा नहीं पता हमको
मैं मिड से आऊँगा
नहीं तू आ मत ड्रोन करना
कर रहा
Enemy spotted B.
Take flight.
Stealing sight.
कौन ट्रेवल येलो होल्ड ऑन चले जाते हैं
Scanning ahead.
अरे मादर तू
मैक्स
Placing alarm bomb.
से नहीं मत जाओ ब्रो मिड पे ही है केजे मिड पे ही सेज भी मिड पे ही है
Watching here.
स्मोक देना
Cover going out.
Again.
ये ओमन बहुत स्लो है बे कवर दे रास्ता देख मत जाओ आगे
पीछे से खेलो
Revealing
so
area.
dot
शॉट डॉट
लेफ्ट साइड 60 लो लेफ्ट
Last
साइड
player
ये
standing.
अरे क्या कर रहे हो भाई क्या कर रहे हो भाई
Stay alive. I want their life, not yours.
क्या हुआ?
I got the spike.
So इधर
Scanning ahead.
close there bro, close.
अरे अरे पहले बोला था
पीछे का क्यों?
अरे ड्रोन ना अरे ड्रोन में नहीं है शी
Smoke the.
Placing sentry.
Enemy spotted B.
प्लांट हो जाएगा तो मैं प्लांट शॉक्स एंड कुछ भी आफ्टर प्लांट कर सकते हैं
Plant. पीछे आ जाओ, पीछे आ जाओ.
बड़ी दिस प्ले बैक प्ले बैक
With a black star भाई.
बैक से बन
Reloading.
पीछे आ जाओ.
किल जो मेरे को दिखे नहीं आता.
रेज में मार दिया.
Revealing area.
बैक स्टार ब्रेज आया.
There they
One
are.
enemy remaining.
विल फॉर यू
मेन था.
Nice one, nice one.
अरे हट जा रीस
सोवा गन दे.
मिल गया
See? You're stubborn. They'll break.
मेरे को
अगर
गन
मेरे को प्लांट दोगे तो मैं फंस जाऊंगा, वैसे कोई और प्लांट करेगा तो मैं लाइनअप पे खेलूंगा।
किधर है तू
ओमन को प्लांट दे देना फिर। एक मिड पे आओ, सारे मिड पे आओ।
जल्दी करते हैं मेरा।
कहाँ रिवील दूं मैं मिड जाना तो
हाँ चलेगा, नहीं तो फिर बी पे ही दे, बी पे
क्लोज रिवील दे दे, क्लोज रिवील दे दे बस मेरे को
तेरा
हट
तेरा
करना।
जस्ट सक
Scanning ahead.
ट्रैवल में
सॉरी
Reloading.
क्लोज है
प्लांट
इजी प्लांट.
अरे यार मिड ज्यादा एग्रेसिव चल रहा
पीछे आ जाओ ना, पीछे से रहना पीछे
मिड मिड
के.
रहना मिड पीछे तेरे भैया
Found them.
नहीं
Placing
पीछे
swarm
के लो,
grenade.
बहुत टाइम.
अबे
You
फक,
will not kill my allies.
छोड़ दिया और ट्रैप तेरा
वेस्ट.
Last player standing.
Okay, I only have like 78 grenades left. Hopefully that's
Need a drop.
भाई शॉट तो ज्यादा है।
Mid खेलो यार, mid
आपने
खेलो।
साइड ले ली थी, साइड पे खेलना था।
माय भाई ज्यादा एग्रेसिव रहता हूं मैं सोचा ऑफ एंगल पकड़ लूंगा
बी चले फिर से। एक्सपेक्ट नहीं
मिड
होगा।
चलो यार, अरे मिड चलो। अबे तू गन लेना, तू गन
रुको
क्या
मैं
कर
इधर डबल शॉट हिट करूंगा. कर
Revealing area.
Enemy spotted B.
Get out of here. Enemy spotted me. Grenade!
Reloading. There.
बैक स्टेप आएगा उधर साइड कोई.
Enemy spotted B.
Fire in the hole!
Still inside.
बी ले लिया, बी ले लिया।
बी करो।
138
अबे तू ड्रोन करना, क्या कर रहे हो?
Player standing.
138 का ब्रो.
Spike
क्यों
down
देना है?
B.
क्लोज.
I got the spike.
आगे जाके
प्लांट के साउंड दे ब्रो, उधर से निकलेगा केजे.
वो मेन से आ सकता है,
भाई
Spike's down.
Nice one.
Calculated. Can't use recalling my bot.
That should humble them.
अरे रेस को 2 हेड पड़े हैं फिर भी 46 डैमेज कैसे?
केजे ड्रॉप देना.
हाँ क्यों नहीं?
Thank you.
On करूँगा मैं. I could guess you know not have to sit.
ये तो दिख रहा है.
Don't overthink it. That's my job.
So इधर close there.
Revealing area.
Close.
Found them.
Okay.
I can drone, hold on.
Deploying drone.
आगा मैं खुले में से drone करा.
पीछे आ जाओ. लगे इधर. रोटेट.
I guess it's tagged here, careful.
स्पाइक दो मेरे को.
केजे अभी तक नहीं दिखी ना. केजे भी वही थी.
I can play on my ult actually.
My ult is ready.
There.
Cover. How many does smoke there, bro?
Scanning ahead.
Planted.
Flex.
Alarm bot out.
एक इधर ऊपर है.
Placing
One
Raise mid,
enemy
raise
remaining.
mid. Stay down.
Flawless.
मस्त carry कर रहे हैं ये लोग मेरे को.
ए वुमन को किल मिला रे.
Check. Charges.
Finally.
Check. Great. Nowhere in sight.
ए रहना को कौन मारा? वुमन तू मारा उसको. 100 टैग थी वो. नो हीट. अच्छा तो हाइपर को मारा. ओहो डायरेक्ट टॉप फ्रैगर को मारा. बॉल्स.
Scanning ahead.
Cutting their vision.
Oh bhai.
Plant. DJ plant.
Deploying drone.
Planted.
और एक स्मोक देने दो. रोमन और एक स्मोक.
नो स्मोक.
स्मोक भाई.
Backstep क्या?
Backstep.
Revealing area.
Cover going out.
Found them.
बराबर क्या?
फक. सेज लो था.
ये सही गिरा क्या?
चौकदार.
One enemy remaining.
कर रहा है.
Last player standing.
नाइस वन. लावली देखो बोला ना शॉकडाट.
Stay taut as a bowstring.
किसने
The
देखा?
fight commences.
लगा भाई.
नहीं देखा सॉरी. मेरे को ये था ना फैंटम वैंडल का
हाँ, लगा है,
ओनी दे
मतलब सही.
ओनी.
Need a drop.
कहते मेरे
मिड
पास
चलो.
Reveal का दो मिड पे ये बताओ. मिड तो चलो.
केजे इधर से खेल रहा. ट्यूब से क्रेस. केजे खेल रहा.
Shadows.
Revealing area.
ए आना.
फ्लैश पे निकाल लेंगे रुक जाओ.
ड्रोन है तो ड्रोन को ना.
हाँ रुक फिर.
multiple enemies missing.
एक और.
राइट पे ही है. रेल राइट पे. बी पे.
Cutting their vision.
बी पे
अरे
रेल है.
क्या. अरे मिड से आके मार गया यार.
फक सॉरी.
ड्रोन नहीं करना था.
वुमन तेरे पे.
Last player standing.
मर गया वो.
नहीं मर गया वो.
ऊपर.
सॉरी यार.
Eyes survived obliteration.
Let's go, let's go.
Phantom ने ना
Need a
प्राइम
drop.
किस पे प्राइम देना भाई
ओवन
Need a drop.
मेरे को भी
Thanks.
सो प्राइम
मेरे को भी दे वो मेरी थी
Need a drop. Thanks.
अरे सीधे या बी करते हैं
ए रश करो चलो हो जाएगा
रश नहीं ब्रो सोवा इधर से दे नो ब्रो इधर दूर से दे इधर रिवील
Placing sentry.
दे दे ब्रो और ब्रो
Scanning ahead.
Cover going out.
वाह ये रहना हल्लो खेल ब्रो
कोई
कोई
नहीं
नहीं साइड पे तो खेला
साइट भी क्लियर है, उनके भी कोई नहीं है। बैकस्टैप यार।
रेस को एक
प्ले ऑन, मैं अल्ट होल्ड ऑन।
अल्ट पे
पिंग करो।
I am the hunter.
स्लो खेल
क्या भाई,
Player standing.
पिंग पे तो मारा
मत
मुझे।
मार भाई
Do you have any splits? I may have jammed my feet. Can I get a
क्या
drop?
ऑप्शन है यार, कुछ समझा नहीं।
बी करते हैं मेरे पे आल्टा है कर एक्सटेंड नहीं करना बस पीछे
यार खेलना पड़ेगा, ये बहुत है मेरा यार।
मेरे पे गन नहीं है ब्रो मैं अलर्ट करूंगा हेलो
Time for a field test. Placing sentry.
Like हो guys, do not forget to subscribe please.
Revealing area.
B.
I have the spike.
Initiated.
Defeated.
कौन डिटेंड हुआ
Right पे, right पे।
वाइपर डिटेल
किधर?
येलो पे देख
पीछे आ जा ब्रो सोवा तो
Last player standing.
यार
Spike down B.
वाइपर भी साइड पे ही एक्चुअली, साइड पे डिटेल हो।
to my world. Grenade.
दोनों ही रे शायद क्लोज है दोनों।
बैड लक हो गया रे
को जज देखा था
Last round before the switch.
क्या भाई वाइपर को कोई ले ही नहीं पाया तीन बंदों ने मार
मेरे को और प्लेन में टाइम लग गया।
फिर से करते हैं भाई नहीं होगा उनको एक्सपेक्टेड पीछे पर वाइपर अकेला खेलता है येलो उस पे पुश दो ऐसा कि फट जाए
रुक जा मेरे को मार्शल से पिक निकालने दे
Take out their
रेस किधर
healer.
है
Turn out.
Scanning ahead. There they are.
ए तो स्पाइक ले लो
Feeling sight.
रुक जा केजे पीछे
Spike down B.
क्लोज नीचे।
रोटेट कर लो तुम लोग रोटेट कर लो मेरा गांड दी भैया मेरा गांड फोड़ दी भैया जाओ
यही होगा ये
बैकशॉट है क्या
You will not kill my allies.
Revealing area.
आगे ये लो, careful।
फक यार
You have planted.
Last player standing.
यार ऑप्शन ही नहीं था भाई।
Reyna turret destroyed.
Like go guys, if you do not forget to subscribe यार, please like कर लो। आज तो फेस कैम में जब गया मैंने एक्स्ट्रा मैंने
वाइपर अकेली मार रही है वाइपर से दूर रहो वाइपर को एंड में मारो
Switching sides.
या सबसे पहले मारो। मैं ऑफ करता ना बीच में।
मैं लिटरली पहली बार सोवा खेल रहा हूँ ये मैप पे भाई। आई हैव नेवर प्लेड सोवा ऑन दिस मैप। मैं बहुत वाहियात खेल रहा हूँ पहली बार। एक्सपेक्टेड नहीं था ये। और भाई मेरे से ज्यादा तो और लोग टट्टी करने वाले।
वॉल
Placing sentry.
मोमन पीछे से खेल आगे मत जाओ।
वन तेरा स्मोक सी दे
Alarm bot.
Revealing area.
है पे मल्टीपल।
Turret destroyed.
और एक मैं इंट्रो।
मैं बी होल्ड कर रहा मेरे को लगता है और मिड दे
Enemy spotted A.
Bomb grenade out.
Quiet now.
ये जे लो
रोटेट कर रहे शायद।
रोटेट कर सकते हैं बी होल्ड।
आगे आगे
मिड पे देख
एक को निकाले बस।
कोई हील चाहिए बे हट
गुड जॉब।
Spike
कोई बात
down
नहीं।
B.
पूरे चले गए।
मिड पे नहीं आने बिना
Scanning ahead. Found them.
One enemy remaining.
पीछे पीछे मिड पे।
Spike
जस्ट
down.
होल्ड। अरे आ गया भाई। यार इजी राउंड।
मत पिक कर मत
30 seconds left.
गुड जॉब मेरा नाम। गुड राउंड।
साला 123 का असिस्ट
एक कौन बोला था किसी को यार पकड़ के
भाई 123 लगा उसको
किसको?
123 दिया वो केजे को
वो भाई मैं 160 मारा तब जाके मरा हील में लगा फिर शीश
मैं नेक्स्ट राउंड ऑफ करता हूं डायरेक्ट
Scanning ahead.
बी है
कुछ
जा
सब
रही
बिल
मैं
मार
होल्ड
रहा
करता हूं थोड़ी
मैं आपके बारे में आया रूल भाई
मैंने उनको गन नहीं देनी थी वो मैं तो पीछे से खेलते जाओ
यार
Spike planted.
एग्रेसिव मत खेलो यार पैसिव खेलो अरे ये से एफके पे अपना शीश पे अरे आ गया रेस बॉल
उनको गन ले
अरे कौन सा मारेगा
Feeling set.
एक डिप मार डिप मार
ना डिफ्यूज कर
कवर मिलेगा
One
फुल कवर
enemy
मिलेगा
remaining.
गुड जॉब बॉयज गुड जॉब नाइस
You don't deserve my inventions.
वो भाई रीड तो था मतलब उसको मारने का
If you're not a good
सुन
shot
ऐसे
today,
मत खेलना भाई आराम से
there
खेल
are other ways to be
मोमन तू
useful.
जज के साथ खेल यार
वीडियो रहेगा फिर राउंड का वीडियो रहा लाइक करो गाइस प्लीज लाइक कर दो इफ यू डू नॉट फॉरगेट टू सब्सक्राइब
सुन केजे इधर आ केजे एक बार वॉल हटे ना तो इधर लगा तेरा टारगेट प्लीज
Ready.
मैं ऑफ कर रहा हूं इधर लगा
Revealing area.
बी आ रहा शायद बी
क्लियर पीछे कर ओ ये पे
ये पे आ रहा है
होल्ड है
ए पे वॉल है
होल्ड करो दोनों एंगल्स भी ओके आ जाओ एक एक्स्ट्रा आ जाओ प्लीज हो जाओ
Spike down A.
चलो
ये कवर दे
Spike planted. Last player standing.
अरे भाई पर गलत मार रहा है भाई बहुत कसम
ए ऑफ सेव कर इसको छोड़ ऑफ सेव कर सीटी पे ऑफ है
कोई ना
अबे वाइपर को मारो, गेम
No
खत्म
one
है।
beats my firepower.
रेस तूने buy नहीं
I
किया था
got
क्या?
this.
बेटर था ना।
मैं करता हूँ, बी पे करता हूँ अभी सेटअप।
रेस ड्रॉप दे, रेस ड्रॉप दे। नहीं ओमन, ओमन जज कर, ओमन प्लीज जज कर। ए पे खेल ले, ए पे खेल ले, आ जा। ए पे तो, बी पे तुम लोग 3 लोग हो।
बी आ रहे।
पीछे हो जाओ बस। ट्रेड मारेंगे वो लोग।
स्पाइक है पे। अरे बी पे।
Found them.
My ult is ready.
अरे पुश कर दे ये लो।
Take flight.
ये लो देख, ये लो।
ये लो का। नहीं रे।
बैक स्टेप
पीछे आ,
रोटेट करेंगे वो लोग।
I'll hold them with my ult.
ओमन घुस।
नहीं रुक जाओ ब्रो।
Last player standing.
बाय इसकी तो।
Right here. I am the hunter.
ऊपर कर दो थोड़ा सा। राइट साइड।
Spike planted.
Perfect.
रिवील।
कर दो।
क्लोज हो सकता है।
Scanning ahead.
अरे ये कहाँ उड़ा दे
गलत चीज पे लग के गया वो।
We are strong because we are together. Don't forget
ये
that.
राउंड जा रहा है। मुश्किल हो गया। ओ
Turret out.
एक ही बंदा खेल रहा है उनका, बस मारते जा रहा है।
वही तो यार, वही तो प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है।
ये हो सकता है फिर से।
ये पे है।
केस किधर है यार?
And hiding their vision.
Revealing area.
Stealing sight.
There they are.
अरे कहाँ से मार रहा है ये वाइपर?
Spike planted.
अल्ट रेस किल जो है, गन उठा लो। ओमन
नहीं अल्ट में वेस्ट मत कर लो।
नहीं है, हो सकता है।
अरे राउंड से
You
गिरी।
will not.
लेफ्ट पे रेड हुआ।
Last player standing.
What do you say, drone? Ready to stretch your wings? Down. Revealing
ये
One
रहना
enemy remaining.
ज्यादा घुस मत भाई। इधर side
Spike
के
down
इधर।
A.
अब उन्होंने क्या बोला?
ये राउंड आगो मत, मैं 3 आज।
अरे हाँ यार, रुक दो। बॉयज
गन ले ले।
स्टिल बात है लास्ट सेकंड।
नहीं कौन है किल?
बदन एक गुजरो आ।
I can hold an area pretty well myself. Make sure to cover the angles that I
ड्रॉप मांग
can't.
बड़ी।
रेस कुछ सेल कर सकता है क्या?
अरे तो ड्रॉप मांगना मेरे से, उससे क्यों मांग रहा है? अच्छा ऑफ
ऑफ
चाहिए।
की नहीं।
अच्छा अच्छा क्या औकात नहीं है।
ये तो सारे एफ के जा रहे कांस्टेंट।
स्लो खेलो, पीछे से खेलो, स्मोक से मत घुसो।
Scanning ahead.
Enemy spotted mid.
मोबाइल तीन बार कब एंगल घुसेंगे तो बताना मेरे को चुनना।
Enemy spotted mid.
घुस गए
मिड टू भी जा रहे हो
घुस गए मिड टू घुस गए पूरा।
80 लो ब्रो।
एक ए पे
नहीं इधर से नहीं आएंगे, पीछे से जाओ।
Run.
ये देखिए जी जी।
और
Spike planted.
अगला दिन मिल जाए अगला दिन मिल जाए।
Last player standing.
हाँ बे वो हर राउंड 4 किल निकाल रहा है बे।
Match point.
Enemies close. Eyes up.
Yes, sorry.
इनके वाइपर को उठाए तो बस है ब्रो।
वही तो नहीं उठ रहा।
वो पूरा लास्ट में एंट्री दे रहा, पूरा सबको पहले पीक लेने दे रहा। ठीक है अल्ट करेगा देख के।
तो कुंडन का सब निकाल।
Enemy spotted mid.
दीदी भाई ए पे एंट्री मिल गई उनको, मैं आग दिया।
तो वेस्ट ट्यूब घुस गया शायद देख के।
यार कहाँ रे घुस जा रहा हूँ।
Enemy spotted A.
राइट आ इधर आया देख।
Watching here.
तो इधर देख लेना आके।
Shock dart.
Spike planted.
ए मेरे पे अल्टर रुको।
Stay down.
चलो हो गया।
चलो बढ़िया टेक दिस राउंड पे 3v2 है। नेट पे बैठा है जस्ट अरे यार स्टिक
पीछे
तू कल इसको स्टिक कर ले ब्रो।
स्टिक कर
Last player standing.
कर ले
ये खेल लेता था ना भाई अपना, निकल जाता था गेम मस्त,
Meaningless.
बहुत बढ़िया निकलता था।
Might as well give them to me.
बी आएंगे इस बार पक्का। बी
बी
पे ही पूरा
टैकल
कैसे वहां वही सेकंड
नेट ए
बी पे वालो।
ए रश हो रहा है गंदा।
पीछे दो
किस्मत ये भाई आउट से
वाइपर मर गया।
निकाल सकते हो।
प्लांटिंग
Spike planted.
इधर ही
Come on, race.
हां ये देख भाई सब।
Last player standing.
जी बॉयज।
यार उम्र हो गया पूरा। यार
Sage kill.
One enemy remaining.
इसका सेटअप रहेगा। Let's try to destroy it.
नहीं होगा
Why not, man?
Attackers win.
लाइक कर दो गाइस, इसमें तो मत forget to subscribe. बुरा लगा ये गेम.
एक और
हाँ बताओ जरूर.
Match found.
Oh भाई, so fast.
ये कैसे फास्ट हो गया?
मेरे को पुलिस खेलना है लेकिन हक दूंगा लग रहा है. दूर रह रहा हूँ इससे. सेकंड में चेक सब आवाज़ तो आ रही.
यार मेरे को ये मैप नहीं करना.
Things went nice. जितने भी ट्राई पूरा ट्राई करेंगे. लाइक करो गाइस, नोट फॉरगेट टू सब्सक्राइब भाई. बहुत हेल्प हो जाएगा, सब्सक्राइब कर दो यार. मेरा फेस कैम भी हो गया है, उसके लिए तो सब्सक्राइब बनता है यार. एक्स्ट्रा मेहनत के लिए फेस कैम लगाने का. एक्स्ट्रा टाइम मेरे को लाइक कर लो प्लीज. देखो खेलना नहीं था, गया भाई मैं.
Match found.
लाइक कर दो गाइस प्लीज, मजा आना चाहिए. अरे बाबा
यार एक और घटिया भेड़ चोद इसकी वहां का, इससे अच्छा वही खेल लेते.
अरे सेम बंदा आया भाई, सेम बंदे आए पूरे.
कागिज भी पिछले मैच का था.
ये दोनों थे. हाँ वो अकेले के अलावा ये दोनों थे, रिक्शा और किलोआ थे. वेलकम बैक बॉयज. लाइक कर दो गाइस, लाइक कर दो प्लीज, सब्सक्राइब कर दो. परफेक्ट कर देते हैं. बस हो गया. टूल्स लेकर ना हट दूंगा बस.
I wonder if they have any
स्मोकर नहीं है
parts I can
निकालने का भाई ये अपने को.
implants. I need those.
भाई मैं जेट कब लिया?
सस्ते नशे करके है क्या भाई?
मेरे को जेट नहीं खेलता. मैं उड़ेगा वैसे. वे मारो ना 55 हो
तो बीच में था इसलिए मैं लिया नहीं पीक
बैकस्टैप
Healing.
सोल जन है यहीं पे टू बैकस्टैप एक्चुअली भगा मैं टू बैकस्टैप नहीं लगा पीछे
ओए क्या किया ये
Can't use this yet.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
got this right click got this
25. I test 20.
oh
I will kill their healer. It's the only way to kill them all dead.
Reloading. Reloading.
इनको सी लेके तो मैं थोड़ा घूम के आता
अभी बैंक में भी सेविंग
Weapon here.
सेव
Enemies here.
नहीं कर रहे हैं अरे बंदो
Impossible.
भाई साहब निकाल ले इसको
Good attempt.
गुड वन सेज एक बैक
I
से
have
लगा
retrieved
जंप
the spike.
One enemy remaining.
टू गुड सेज ये तेरे लेफ्ट पे सोवा बोल रहा हूं साइफर तेरे पीछे होगा
साइफर तेरे पीछे साइफर तेरे बैकस्टैप आ सकता है वो ए पे था 52 टैग था और प्लीज और
Planted the spike.
आई देना था आवाज
आ गया
Enemy spotted. A. My ultimate is ready. Last
Somebody.
enemy taken out.
गुड राउंड है
Don't worry. The house always.
बी पे घुसना है क्या
Reloading. Reloading. Can someone spot me?
Functional
Reloading. Reloading.
यार नहीं यार आ गया अभी रेस कर दो सेव शिप को
साइफर एक और है यार
Last player standing.
रेस क्यों नहीं कर रहे इसमें मुझको नहीं समझ रहा
Your duty is not over.
For a moment. Caught one. My ultimate is ready. Cage triggered.
Wall raised.
Reloading. Careful now.
Planted.
Last player standing.
I must wait a moment.
I don't like your toy, Cypher. Don't spy me.
Need a drop.
Reloading.
हम दोनों ही हग रहे थे एक साथ.
बोला ना डोलिस खेलता नहीं हो ज्यादा, जब लूंगा तब तो हग ही जाऊंगा.
Need a drop.
Cutting their vision.
Enemy down.
हगा मैं. नहीं हिल से.
मेरे को गंदे.
से हिल.
Water rising. Blocking fire. Target A. Target A. Medic.
Surface spike.
On my wire. Here.
Enemy spotted A.
यार फुल वेट कर रहे थे एक तो.
Faster.
ये बस इस तरह.
Player standing. Spike down A. 30 seconds left. One enemy remaining.
ऊपर.
बे यार साइपर क्या क्यों उसको जाना है उधर.
Where will
अबे वो कब का प्लान करता था, वो पता नहीं क्या करा वो.
Reloading.
मेरे को एक पिक लेने दे या फिर मेरे को एक ये लेने दे.
Reloading.
क्या बोलते हैं और ब्लेम दे. देखो
Now
गंदे
or never.
मेरे साथ आ. इधर
मैं रहा हूँ.
You want to play? Let's play.
Cutting their vision.
नहीं क्यों और क्या था वो बहुत
ये तो वो.
My ult's ready. Blocking sight.
यार डोलिस लेके नजर आ रहा बहुत गंदा.
Right there. Careful here.
क्रिकेट हो ही नहीं रहा, मतलब लिटरली मेरे से हो ही नहीं रहा एक शॉट भी.
Right there.
Caught one.
मैच के तो एक्सपेरिमेंट
Right there.
Got him.
There. Target. Attacker spawn.
Last player standing.
Wave crashing.
30 seconds left. One enemy remaining.
उधर ही हो राइट साइड.
Let's turn the die.
मार दो
Wave crashing.
ऑफर.
What can I say? I do this for a living. No charges.
Race it to the spike sites. Reloading.
Reloading.
चल ना सी पे ट्राई करते हैं.
Reloading.
ये तेरे पास
ब्लाइंड
गन
भी
क्यों
नहीं है मेरे पे गन. ब्लाइंड तो भी नहीं.
नहीं
Right there. Right there.
आगे दो.
Chal hai.
Our spike carrier is killed.
यार ये लोग
Spike
स्पाइक लेके
down,
कहाँ
B.
जा रहे हैं.
ये दरवाजा खोल.
In sight.
You will not kill my allies.
कुछ भी. अरे कुछ भी. तुम लोग देखो भाई. समझा नहीं बना सकते तो भाई पीछे से मारा. मैं भी मेरा आगे से मारा.
Last player standing.
standing.
खेल रहे वे लोग खेल रहे नहीं होता कोई ना एक ही बंदा खेलता है बस मारता है गंदा
Not until the job is done.
I'm just useless भाई यार
मैं ड्रॉप कर सकता हूँ
बोल देते बहुत बुरा लग रहा है यार मैं चुपचाप सपोर्ट खेलना था मेरे को भी कुछ ना कुछ सपोर्ट ले लेता था
What's this?
Still in sight.
The hunt begins.
Healer down.
गन लेना उसकी
किसकी ये लोग उठा लिया होगा किसी का तो इधर एक बंदा है इधर
हील करना तेज
Barrier created.
तेज हील
For you. 3. Enemy spotted A.
अरे भाई जॉर्ज मोड ऑन हो गया क्या तेरा
One enemy remaining.
ये लौडू चंद उधर क्यों गया
The spike.
क्या पता मैं इसके पीछे पीछे आ रहा हूँ
आएगा मेन देख बी में देख
Thrifty.
क्या निकाला बे
बोल रहा हूँ बी में देख
अगर मस्त निकाला लेकिन तू हाँ मेरे को
One of my cameras is broken. Oh, wait.
एस कौन लिया मादर चोद देखो पता मेरे को नहीं आता इसके साथ ब्लेड्स के साथ खेलते हैं
नाइस
गलती से मैंने पूरा राउंड निकाला
गलती से
अरे तो गलती से 4 किल्स निकाले मैं पता है फर्स्ट किल मेरा ना मेरे को योरू को मारना था तेज को मार दिया जेट का मेरे को बॉडी पे मार रहा हूँ उसमें मेरा एक नाइफ मिस हुआ
Cutting their vision.
They will cover.
क्या मार रहे हो यार तुम लोग
Healing you.
जा स्पॉन कवर दे दो तेरे
कोई नहीं यहाँ पे तो बैकस्टैब आ रहे हैं तीनों मोस्ट ऑफ 3 बैकस्टैब ऑल्टो इस्ट वाला साला
One enemy remaining. Impressive.
That was something. Ultimate ready.
Stand tall. We are VALORANT. We are fighting.
Reloading.
ए लौड़े मैं भी 0 किल्स पे था
नहीं हो रहा ना मेरा नहीं लगी नहीं रहा शॉट साला मतलब हो गया
खेल ना अरे तो फिर काम तो जा ना तू कोई ना खेल तू चिल कर
Ultimate ready. Right there.
मैं निकालता हूँ तेरे को डिफेंस में हेल्प करना पड़ेगा
Right there.
तेज इधर आ तेज वॉल चाहिए ए बी आ
Get out of my way.
रोटेट कर
Remove. Blocking sight.
Target B. Blocking fire.
Reloading.
Flooding them.
होल्ड
Flooding them. Walls up.
यार 120 and 40 लो अरे नहीं बे तो हो रहा है मेरा ये गेम लग ही नहीं रहा बहुत ही ओनली
One enemy remaining.
Nice.
Hey, we're the same.
तुम्हारी माँ का भोसड़ा.
Try the same old tricks.
लॉल डूड रहने को जो शॉट पड़ा है.
Reloading. Reloading.
रिवर चाहिए.
थोड़ा कुछ हो ही जाए इससे.
अबे मेरे को प्राइम दे. ठीक करते गाइस. सिया दो छोड़ दो. ये छोड़ दो. आ जाओ सी. आ जाओ.
है क्या पानी में?
Oh, my ult's ready.
Feeling sight.
दो वहाँ पे है, तीसरा कहाँ? अच्छा ओके.
Oops.
एक और आ रहा तेरे पे.
One enemy remaining.
हाँ फाइनली. ओ भाई खुशी, इतनी खुशी साला.
चेंबर साइफर तूने देखा उसको. Easy boy.
Wipe the prints from your guns.
Deo.
Just good crime scene etiquette.
या तू कर रहा.
मैं
कर
कुछ
तू
कर
कर.
Reloading. Weapon
ये
here.
तेरे को किल मिला फाइनली. कांग्रेस.
उसी की खुशी से सेलिब्रेट कर रहा हूँ.
लो.
Bad shit.
Reloading.
रहना डिफ.
You want to play? Let's play.
Enemy spotted A.
Sage rest please.
क्या मर रहे मेरे आगे के?
Your duty
दे
is
मेरे.
not over.
Tag.
Backstep.
Spike carrier is killed.
Spike down A.
Reloading.
Last player
Backstep
standing.
भी. यार कौन है? कॉल भी नहीं मिल रहा है यार. गंदा
Last
मरे
round
उससे तो
in the
चैम्बर से
half.
तो पहले आप करके मरे उधर.
मेरे को ये दे ना.
क्या होना?
प्राइम. मांग.
Reloading.
Last round ऐसे.
Reloading. Reloading.
Need a drop.
For you, hermanita.
मेरे को कोई ड्रॉप दो प्लीज.
नहीं है उतना पैसा.
Spike dropped.
नहीं
Spike
यार
dropped. I have the spike.
Right there.
Spike down. Attacker spawn. Last player standing.
फ्री फायर करना.
Switching sides.
Their lives are so meaningless. Might as well give them to me.
जेट यहाँ से भाग लियो जब मैं बोलूँ से भाग लियो. ठीक है.
क्या हुआ
यहाँ से भाग लियो अंदर से. जब डोर खोले ना तो यहाँ से भाग लियो कुछ देते हुए.
कुछ नहीं समझा छोड़.
Right there.
Enemy spotted A.
Careful now. Right there.
तेज है.
अरे 90 लो चैम्बर.
Found you. Right there. Careful here. Right there.
Enemy
कोई नहीं है तेज हील कर
गाइस हमारे बेस में कौन आ रहा है यार
अबे क्या कर रहा है ये चूतिया
Spike planted.
मैं क्या बे
Reloading.
Last player
मामा
standing.
टाइम लो है बे पता नहीं क्या छूती आप सब यार क्या कर रहे भाई बेस में आके मार
अरे सही है इसके तो
Hydrated? Need a quick rinse? Just checking.
बे
Enemy spotted B.
भाई लो है कुछ तो यार 70 से 105 यूरो
84 जेट
Spike planted. Last player standing.
Right there.
They will scurry, and then they will die.
Need a drop. Need a drop.
साइफर बाय दे सकता क्या
एक सेकंड ऐसे कॉल बात करना
I need this. My thanks.
तेज किधर है
Right there. Right there. Right there.
My ult's not ready.
तेज है इसको बेट कर सेव करो 2v4
Spike planted.
तेज आ गया साइफर को हील दे गन सेव कर ऐसे ही सेव मत कर टूटे वाला गया यार ये सेज
I'm usually distracted once I reveal them. Make sure to take advantage. क्या कर रहा है यार ये
One enemy remaining.
नाइस वन
Spike down.
मत घुस नहीं जरूर हो तो मत घुस जा रहे नहीं तो इसको 1v1 मत दे लेफ्ट से जा तू जा नीचे जा
Move together and overwhelm them.
ऑफ दियो.
I need this.
क्या कर रहे तू? कर. कर.
Need a drop. Thanks.
मैं को नहीं करना हूँ.
Reloading.
मैं 20 से आता हूँ.
Try not to get shot, okay?
My ult ready. Cutting their vision.
Enemy spotted A. Rest.
Wave crashing. Right there. Gotcha.
One enemy remaining. Spike down A.
जेड को डिंग पड़ा है.
Walls up. Take them out before they even pull the trigger.
प्राइम दियो. प्राइम देना.
Need a drop. Thank you.
मैं बी पे करता हूँ. मेरे को नहीं करना. अगर ये इधर से नहीं है ना तो इधर वॉल कर. मैं सी पे जाता हूँ इधर से.
Who's next?
Enemy spotted B. Enemy spotted B. Opponent killed. You will not kill my allies.
सेज मत जा गया.
Ultimate ready. Let's serve the die.
Where is
Spike down C.
hiding? Camera found you. They found my wire.
30 seconds left. Last player standing.
यार बी जाएंगे.
10 seconds left. Spike planted.
If they try something, I'll see it.
बाय कर ले. नॉट पे खेल रहा हूँ.
2 मिनट का. बसला 2 मिनट रे. काम करतो इम्पोर्टंट.
कॉल दो. क्या कुछ भी कॉल मत दो यार.
Eliminated. Spike planted. Last player standing.
सेव तेरे पीछे से होंगे.
थैंक यू कार्तिक भी गुड. थैंक यू भाई. तू अलग फैंटेसी पूरी करवा लियो फोन से.
foolish.
गन जाने मत दे कभी. Nice one.
Conflict is not my first choice, but that choice was made.
Prime the. Oni है क्या? Oni the.
Need a drop.
Reloading.
Thank you.
Right there.
Enemy
spotted A.
एक सीटी हो सकता है. सेज ध्यान से. राइट साइड देख. हाँ देख वो.
Standing. Spike planted. Match point. Once more into battle. I'm not tired. Are you?
दे होने.
Need a drop.
Forward.
You want to play? Let's play.
Who's next?
Ball raised.
इधर.
Pathetic.
I need a.
Reloading.
Feeling sight.
Reloading. Reloading.
I found my wire. Here.
C.
C.
रुक जा मिले. होल्ड कर.
Feeling sight.
Flooding them.
No need.
Wave
Lock
crashing.
sight.
One enemy remaining.
Division.
Here.
You will expect it to work.
Hey, मत घुसा. नहीं जरूरत.
Wind. Show me where to go.
Get
Need a
someone
drop.
spotted.
Need a drop.
Drop दे.
Thanks. Keep up.
साइफर. ये पे आ सकते हैं इस बार. ये सी पे ध्यान दे. और पीछे जा.
Enemy spotted.
Chamber ding.
Cutting their vision.
Blocking sight.
Last player standing.
कसम यार क्या करते हो तुम लोग.
लव मी डैडी कर दे.
Spike planted.
Attackers win.
जा 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 नहीं जा ना तू जा 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 निकल जा 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 वहाँ चला
a different path. They made moves left and right with their roster, and the strategy changed.
That's right, they were favorites heading into 2022, but then they never made it to a final again.
Guy out there, am I telling the story or are you?
Let him talk.
But they never made it to a final ever again.
And never again?
Never.
Surely both these teams can have a sad ending. There has to be a different ending to the book.
Well, my children, that's the fun part, because the final chapter hasn't been written yet. Sentinels and Fnatic will meet for the first time since 2021 today.
It really is a fairy tale.
Wowee!
How do you want this story to end? Why don't you go ahead and tell us in today's poll question? If the chat's not spamming cringe, I'm disappointed in each and every one of you.
They definitely are.
Do you want a Sentinels win? Do you want a Fnatic win? Or do you heckin' love 10? Or is it Durkin time? Scan the Power Rangers reference. Scan the QR code and cast your vote down below. Mimi, are you serious?
I'm sorry. I just
on.
proved I'm 6 years old. I
Plow
still need a
through.
bedtime story. How am I going to understand the reference? How many more stories do you have in the book? That book is thick.
I have quite a few, and obviously all good tales are told in comic book sans. Anyway, make sure you use the hashtags for VCT LOCK and VCT, of course, and we'll put your tweets on the broadcast. And if you want to react to that segment, God bless. In any case, though, we're going to step away for a quick minute, and then when we come back, we're going to break down one of the most hype matches of all of VCT Lock-In, Sentinels versus Fnatic. We'll see you on the other side.
Yeah, there we go.
Welcome back to the Lock-In. Let's go ahead and jump into our first match of the day. We have one that's muy picante. It's going to be Sentinels versus Fnatic. And what sucks, genuinely, is that we're going to lose one of these teams in the first round of the tournament. This feels like a cruel joke.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, C9, Paper X, it is sometimes parting is such sweet sorrow, but unfortunately, one of them's got to go.
Breaks my heart. But first, though, let's talk about this new and improved Sentinels lineup. And look, folks, this is a very different team from last year. I mean, just nuts to see these names wearing those jerseys.
Yeah, I mean, Sentinels, they pick up Cyclones as coach, and they started cooking. They pick up 2 world champions in Sassy and Pancata, add that to the roster alongside Depth, alongside Zekin coming over from that set roster, and then, of course, that foundation there in TENS. This is a very terrifying team on paper, but again, as we have said so many times about a lot of those powerhouse rosters that we have seen at this tournament, does it come together once they take the stage?
It feels like for Sentinels, they finally had a switch in mentality. For all of 2021, the story was the culture is bad. This team isn't trying enough. They're not getting enough coaches. They're not adapting to the meta.
Yeah.
That was what everyone was saying about them. And the organization completely switched for 2023. They started with the coaches. They built from the ground up, picked up players one by one, and are assembling a completely new roster with a new culture from scratch, which is bound to have brand new expectations.
Yeah, and also there was, we had an opportunity to talk to Tens, and this is what I thought was really fascinating about this, because one of the things that I asked him was, did you just get on this team because, you know, you're heckin' Tens? And he was like, no, Cycle was actually trialing players. He was uncertain if he was going to even be on Sentinels for this year. The whole team was under the impression that the only person staying was Dapper, which is, you know, again, Dapper, incredibly talented player, no doubt. But the fact that you had a player like Tens trialing goes to show the culture in this team is completely different.
I think it's really important because the previous accomplishments, 2021, what they had in the past, that's all great, but it means nothing for this team now, right? How good of a player are you now? How well can you fit into the team? How coachable are you? That was what was important for Sentinels heading into this year, and I think it's a great mentality shift.
Yeah, and I think just having those trials as well just helps to make sure that you are building a cohesive unit of a squad, rather than just saying, this piece is good, cramming them together and hoping that you get magic from it.
Yeah, and also for Tens, right, this is going to force him to reinvent himself. He's playing new roles on this team. He's changing things up, and I think it's a very good arc for him as an individual player and for this team.
Yeah, well, and one of the arcs that I've been really fascinated with has been Sasi and Pinkata, right? My bald brethren, but most importantly, when we actually had that opportunity to talk to him, he said that coming and playing in NA, like, he accomplished his goal in Brazil. He won a championship for his countrymen. So now he's like, I want to do something that I never thought I'd have an opportunity to do. And he's now on this Sentinels lineup, and he brought his boy Pinkata with him. And also of note, Pinkata has been learning English every single day after scrims for a few months now. The work that these two guys are putting in to make this roster happen is nothing short of impressive.
It has been incredibly impressive. And when we got to see this team in the offseason, we got that sample at the Ludwig Tarek Invitational, I think a lot of people were disappointed in the coordination. They only had a week of practice. It was Pinkata's first team in English. All this stuff wasn't quite working. But what was working was the individuals. This duo of Sasi and Pinkata was absolutely excellent, as we've come to expect from them. They are world-class championship-winning players.
Yeah, and it's unsurprising that, you know, they get picked up by an org like Sentinels. They say, you know what, we want to have a powerhouse team. Let's get some championship wins. Let's get some recency as far as the international stage is concerned. So they flesh that out with depth and second, and then Tens earns his spot back here onto the roster. So incredible story. I'm looking forward to seeing how they perform.
Yeah, it really has been a fascinating story for Sentinels all season long. So for a closer look, let's go ahead and actually hear from Sasi and Tens about their journey.
Oi, meu nome é Saci, eu sou iniciador e jogo pela Sentinels. Meu time basicamente é composto pelo Brian, né? O Brian é o pancada, eu sou parceiro dele desde a Loud, a gente já ganhou bastante campeonatos juntos. Então ele é o cara mais calmo do time, ele é o pilar. Tens e o Zekin, eu gosto de falar dos dois juntos porque eles têm uma personalidade muito parecida. Eles são mais brincalhões, eles são os mais novos também, e normalmente são os caras que têm mais mira. Então é bem engraçado jogar do lado deles, eles estão aprendendo bastante. E claro, tem o Def, que é o capitão. Ele é o cara mais centralizado, vamos dizer assim. Então ele passa as causas, ele passa a calma, então ele tem uma sabedoria muito grande e dá pra confiar nele bem fácil. Vai ser um sentimento muito misturado, né? Jogar na frente da torcida brasileira, principalmente agora que eu tô numa organização americana, mas eu acredito sim que eles vão torcer por nós, principalmente por mim, pelo Brian, e apoiar nosso time durante o campeonato. Eu acho que isso sempre foi um sonho meu, de jogar num time estrangeiro, e finalmente estou aqui agora. E o que eu estou experienciando é que a cultura é muito diferente, isso é bem legal. A gente tem um canadense, a gente tem um britânico, tem dois brasileiros, aí tem um americano. Então as personalidades, a gente meio que aprende um com o outro. Então tá sendo uma experiência bem bacana. Eu tô muito ansioso para ver a gente dentro do stage.
Hello everyone, I am Tens. I am a player for Sentinels. I play the role as an operator, but also play as a flex. The difference between this iteration of Sentinels and the past iterations, this one is definitely more structured. We have a foundation of how we want to run the team. So we have lots of coaches and everyone has a defined role. We have a lot of protocols as a team. Previously, Sentinels had a pretty good record against Fnatic, and hopefully we can keep that up, but I know they actually revamped the roster and they're considered quite a super team in the EMEA division, so we shall see what happens. I hope we have a good match and we can show what we're both capable of.
And I think that is the thing that we all have to kind of take into this, right? this is not the Sentinels of the past. This is a completely different team. But also, if I can be just a touch, you know, I guess critical or worrisome here, it's that it is a completely different team with a completely different system, and Psycho's got his work cut out for him.
Oh, he certainly does, but we've seen wilder systems already have some innate success. I mean, take a look at Global yesterday. Clearly, the foundation is there for them to be able to build a very solid roster and be competitive in the Pacific region. So I think if that kind of crazy system can work where you're pulling people from so many different regions, so many different languages being spoken, then this one absolutely can. But we need to see that last little line there from Tens. I hope that we can both show what we're capable of. That's what we're all hoping for as well, because we have high expectations of both of these squads, and if this match is not a gigabanger at the end of the day, it will be a letdown for everyone.
Yeah, we saw the individual player quality in the offseason and at previous events. We know all of these players can be great. It's a question of leadership, but I think it's one where I actually have a lot of faith in this team. You have Psycho and Def who built that XSET roster.
Yeah.
You have Kaplan who's been a fantastic coach in NA. You're really starting strong. You also have Saucy on the team. I mean, the guy built Loud. You have that history there of players who can build legacies.
Okay, now before we have any other people saying, this desk is too biased toward Americas.
It's just GB.
Because we know it's going to happen. It's time to talk about the powerhouse juggernauts from EMEA. That's right, baby. I'm talking about Fnatic, because this is a squad that is always at these international events. The skill on this team is absurd. And Mimi, look, they've had some highs and lows, but we know that they can reach those heights.
Yeah, you talked about it in your little story time earlier, but Fnatic in 2022 had a rougher time, right? They were always looking fantastic online. We always had expectations above the world for them. They made it to LAN, they always did well, but they never did great. They never lifted a trophy, and that's what Fnatic has always been built for.
Yeah, I mean, unlike Sentinels, the iterations of Fnatic have always been stronger and stronger as time has gone on, but they still have not been able to achieve what we have set the expectations to be. You know, that second
and
place.
Also for themselves, too.
Yeah, sure, of course.
I mean, think about how many times we've heard boasters say, my expectation for this roster is lifting a trophy.
Yeah, exactly. And so far, they haven't been able to do it. But now, they've made some changes. You've got Leo coming into this roster. Chronicle, an absolute legend of the sport, also joining this squad. It is stacked top to bottom. And maybe this is finally the time that they will be able to lift that trophy.
You heard it from Tens. This is super team versus super team. This is some of the absolute best players that EMEA has to offer.
Yes.
Chronicle, a champion in Berlin, a support player that helped Gambit reach their heights. You have Leo, probably one of the most hyped up support players around. His time in Guild, playing in a shooter was fantastic. This feels like the right Fnatic to finally lift a trophy, but they still have to get there because we see this in most events we see this team.
But it's like, I feel like coming into this one, I'm a believer, man. I want to be a believer because
you always want to believe.
I know, but you know what? I always got to believe in my boy Poster. But here's the thing. Unfortunately, though, we do have an update about this match that we do need to address. There is a statement that should have gone out as well. Of course, players and staff at VCT LOCK is our highest priority. After taking a self-requested test, a member of Fnatic unfortunately produced a positive result. In the event, a player returns a positive result for COVID-19, but feels well enough to compete and chooses to play, the affected player will play the scheduled match on a LAN network build in the quarantine facilities. Now, the player who tested positive will compete from that isolation room, while their teammates and the opposing team will be competing here in the venue. Of course, the order of the matches is very important. The order of the matches on this given day did not change. Everything's fine. Like we're going with our matches as scheduled. But we did want to let everyone know that that is unfortunately the reality here. So even though that is an issue, it is still good that they will be able to play with their full team.
Yeah, and I think it's important to note that they did choose, they wanted to go forward, playing with their starting five. They feel well enough to do that, and that's what we want. We want to see both these teams at full strength.
Yeah, but now we put the spotlight, though, on the new additions to Fnatic.
G2.
I mean,
Sentinels
heavyweights that are coming in here to line this up. I feel like
Sentinels substitute.
Over and over again. Leo and Chronicle look
6th player వాడే ఇంకా Dapper Sezamo G2
so scary, Mimi.
కాకపోతే ఇందులో లేదు లేదు వాళ్ళకి ఛాలెంజర్స్ లో ఉన్నారు అనుకుంటా వాళ్ళు
But what they've needed is an all-star support squad, and I think that's what they picked up in the offseason.
I mean, again, Chronicle, absolute legend of the game. It's a shame that, you know, much like the rest of that Gambit core, we haven't been able to see them on an international stage here until today. But now he's on such a powerful team, and if he can still have those wild impacts,
Loud last year champ.
That buying play from him, then this is going to be an absolutely terrifying match for Sentinels to go up against.
Let's go ahead, though, and set up a matchup, shall we? It's a thing that we like to do on the desk because we enjoy a good narrative. And the ones that we're going to be talking about here, Tens and Durka.
Yep.
Durka, probably one of my favorite players. I'm trying to get him to 200,000 followers. We have to make this happen, but now you also have Tens, who on the other side of it is coming to this with so much hype, but I feel like we're just seeing a different version of him here, Mimi.
Yeah, these two guys were in early Valorant. They were the icons of the game. Tens and Durka at Reykjavik. They were probably the two best individuals that we got to see there, and they faced off in that grand final. It was a fantastic performance from both of them, but so much has changed in nearly 2 years since then. I mean, Tens is going to be playing the flex role. He's still opping. Durka, he's stuck to similar roles, but his performance has stayed the same.
He also got rid of his hair. He's joining in with GB. Hey, yeah, lots of changes.
Bald buff, baby. It's a real thing.
Tens
okay.
is blonde now.
Tens is like so much has changed. You know, he's in his edgy era right now. All right. Well, look, guys. For more on this new Fnatic lineup, let's actually go ahead and hear from Boaster and Leo about Fnatic.
Hello, my name is Boaster. I'm the IGL of Fnatic. I'll start off with Durka. He brings the gold buff, as everyone knows. He also brings the high skill capabilities in a top fragger. And then we've got Althea. He's got crazy bed hair, and that bad hair is a symbol of how crazy he is in real life as well.
Global Esports first match we showed
the guy that's like really, really, I don't know, he just loves
first.
And we've got Leo. Now he's the comedian of our team, like always making jokes and always laughing. You know, he's very flamboyant and very excitable.
Hi, I'm Leo, and I play for Fnatic, and my role is initiator. I think chemistry plays a huge part in a team. If you're not getting along outside the server, it's gonna be very tough to have trust in game. Obviously there's a situation where the team still has success, but in the off-season we've been enjoying company with each other outside the game more than playing. But now we're really in the focus zone and building up the trust in game also.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, with Leo and Chronicle, we got 100% LAN win rate, so that's unheard of for Fnatic. We're normally losing, so don't know what's happened there, but if we can keep that momentum, then I'm gonna be pretty happy.
Having both as an ideal is he puts a lot of work in. That's what you want from your leader in the team.
I'm feeling super confident for this event, and I'm super excited for everyone to see what we've been cooking up. I want to put on a great show for the Brazilian fans in the audience and for all the people watching at home as well. I really want this to be a really fun tournament for us. We hope to do you proud, and you know, let's go Fnatic.
Firstly, I just want to give a huge shout out to our features team for just continuing to pump out amazing content, but also Boaster is the best when it comes to all this stuff. He's so charismatic. It's hard not to like this team, Mimi.
It is really hard not to like them. I mean, both these teams have just such like fun-loving, enjoyable players. You want to root for both of them, but again, single elimination, this is going to be a brutal one.
Yeah, I imagine the features team also really likes working with Boaster because you don't have to encourage any personality out of him. He's just exuding it. You have to tell him, like, okay, calm it down a little bit. You're going a little too ham.
I know, and that is why we love That's why we love this Fnatic team. We're so excited for this matchup. But we're going to take a quick break. Our first match is going to be coming up in just a few minutes.
Don't go anywhere. Direct ఈ టోర్నమెంట్ లో నాకౌట్ మొత్తం ఛాంపియన్స్ లో కాదు ఈ లీగ్ లో అంతే ఇందులో గెలిచిన వాళ్ళకి డైరెక్ట్ మాస్టర్స్ లో ప్రయారిటీ వస్తుంది అట్లా ఇప్పుడు నెక్స్ట్ 3 లీగ్స్ ఉన్నాయి కదా అమెరికా లీగ్ EMEA లీగ్ పెసిఫిక్ లీగ్ అని ఉన్నాయి మళ్ళీ అందులో ఓన్లీ NS ఇంకా ఏదో ఉంటుంది షార్ట్ లిస్ట్ చేస్తుంటారు ప్రతి లీగ్ లో లాస్ట్ కి LCQ ఉంటుంది అందులోనే
on in the show, we took a poll and asked you wonderful people, how do you want the tale of Sentinels and Fnatic to end? And found out that the results are in. Let's actually see if it's Durkin time.
It's going to be a heck and love 10.
Yep.
Okay, I'm just going to say, Valorant community, hello, it's Durkin time is like the best thing ever, all right? Why is it only 9%? Actually tilted.
Because most of the people watching this they don't know what Power Rangers is, much like Mimi.
I didn't know what Power Rangers is, and I'm the one who said we should put that on the poll, so that was kind of random, but all good.
All right, well, guys, we have a minute left, so let's do some predictions, shall we? I'm going to go first.
Okay.
My reasoning, it's not because of America's bias. I just got a feeling. And also, I really wanted to draw their logo. I went with Sentinels for the win. Please do not flame me, EMEA. I love all of you dearly.
Flame him.
I might need a close-up for mine just because it's writing, but...
What does it say?
Just show it.
I have no biases here, but it's just straight up who I think is going to win. I'm bat-chesting out of my mind.
You're
Sentinel's
bat-chesting?
gonna take
All
it.
right. We need some good, honest balance on this desk, because this is going to be a giga banger. Two super teams.
Yes.
I favor Fnatic.
What does
They
that
have
say?
the core. Dude, we need to bring back
So
teaching
guys,
curses in school.
आ गया
This
मैं
is
खाना
abysmal,
करके
but it says I heck and
exact
love
time
10s.
पे एक second.
But you have Fnatic. Okay, you make...
I
No
still
sense
heck
to
and
me.
love 10s, even if I think Fnatic is going to win.
Oh, man. All right.
Still heck and love 10s.
Guys, I hope you're ready because this is going to be a great match. I hope everyone just takes a moment to breathe this one in because you don't get it all the time. It's time to start this show and find out who survives another round. Korea or Brazil, Durka or Tens. It's going to be a heckin' great day of Valorant. And folks, lock in. Day 9 starts right now.
एक second guys. वो setup करने में వస్తుంది ఒక్క సెకండ్ స్టార్ట్ చేసుకున్నాం. ఇందులో మొత్తం చీకటి అయిపోయింది.
చేయొచ్చు కదా.
స్టార్టింగ్ నుంచి ఎప్పుడు చూడలేదు అయితే ఇన్ని రోజుల్లో డైరెక్ట్ మ్యాచ్ స్టార్ట్ అయినట్టు చూసినా. ఏం తింటుందా? What the heck? Sorry, Indra, అంత పెద్దగా ఉండు. వాడు పెద్దగా ఉన్న వీడు చిన్న
6 feet 2 inches ఆడు. లెఫ్ట్ ఆడు రైట్ ఆడు 5'3" ఉంటాడు.
కాంబినేషన్ పెట్టినాడు. వీడోడ్రా
వాళ్ళ దాంట్లో ఒకడు కోవిడ్ అయింది. 4 members వచ్చినారు.
ఫెనటిక్ దాంట్లో ఉన్నాడు కోవిడ్ వాడు. చెప్పారు కదా అప్పటి నుంచి అదే చెప్పింది. అసలు వీడు కోచా వీడు
లాస్ట్ టైం ఎక్సెప్ట్ కోచ్ ఆడు.
మొత్తం అంత మంచి
టూ ఎక్సెప్ట్
635 days since
louder
these two
or got
teams
to 10
faced off.
remaining
Now we've
save.
got new players, a new meta, new expectations,
Coach would
and
accept
they're
it.
back on stage again. And this time, only one of them can continue with their tournament live.
And it's such a
ఫ్రాంచైజ్ స్టార్టేజ్ చేసినారు కదా వీళ్ళు తీసేసినారు చాలా మంది ఫ్రాంచైజ్ ని అందుకని మర్జ్ అయినాయి టీమ్స్
and nail because they do not want to go home.
This is, you know what, to quote, and I make this reference
ఇందులో
all the
ఒకటి
time,
ఇంగ్లీష్
but
రాదు
one of the greatest commentators
చూసిన
in
అదే
professional
నువ్వు
wrestling, good old
అందుకని అదే
JR
ఇష్టం
Jim
ఫస్ట్
Ross. This is going to be a slobber knocker, okay? This genuinely could not be the most hyped matchup in this entire bracket. It feels as if we're witnessing like the main event, and this is just our first match of the day.
It is wild to see. We have the map vetoes already coming in. Fnatic will get rid of Pearl off the start. Sentinels showed some of that in the offseason. Tends to be a very strong map for a lot of North American teams. Makes sense. Same with Sentinels. Icebox has always been Fnatic's best.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, also that X-Set core quite good at Pearl, so they have a lot of strategies.
Yeah.
Second can go over to that Neon, looks incredible, but Fnatic with the first selection will go ahead and elect
చెప్పిన హెవెన్ పక్కా పిక్ చేస్తారు సెంటిమెంట్స్ అది
maybe not in the last
ఫిక్స్డ్ అది
అరే ఫెనెటిక్ సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకుంది
నువ్వు చెప్పిన స్ప్లిట్ వచ్చింది
Set back when this map was in the pool, and Def was one of the absolute best callers on this map.
Let's
that
go.
core was fantastic on it. You're implementing new talent, and sure it's a new roster.
ఇలా అసెంట్ ఎందుకు ఆడరు నాకు అర్థం కాదు అసెంట్ మోస్ట్ బేసిక్ మ్యాప్ అనిపిస్తుంది నాకు
అసెంట్ గేమ్ చేంజర్ ఫస్ట్ హాఫ్ ఉన్నట్టు సెకండ్ హాఫ్ ఉండదు
లోటస్ డిసైడర్
మోస్ట్లీ లోటస్ వచ్చినాయి డిసైడర్ నాకు తెలిసి
Oh boy, I am excited. So we have Haven, Split, and Lotus if necessary, but let's be honest, folks.
2-0 Sentinels.
One can only hope. The unfortunate thing about this event so far is that aside from a couple matches such as Energy versus Loud, some of the ones that look like they're going to be gigabangers on paper just haven't quite delivered, but surely there's just no way that this one doesn't.
Prime Gaming Agent select on our screens now. My question is, what is Tens going to play? He's been switching up roles. He's been moving on to KO, flexing around, and letting Zekin be the primary.
Duelist అయితే ఆడాడు 100% sure. Duelist వాడే
Yeah, that's a
Zekin.
good question. I mean, he's always been an incredibly flexible individual. Probably the Sentinel. He's
Chamber.
skills, that makes sense. But what about
Jet
on this one?
Nice.
Flip-flop from what we saw at LTR.
Body's Jet is back.
వెయిట్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు
2021 Iceland, Haven ended the series. And it was Sentinels who took that one home in a Tens versus Durka matchup. We get it again here, Jet v Jet.
And we're starting it off right here on Haven. Well, folks, we got a cloud match, which means that we got to call in some pretty cloud casters. Actually, I would say cloud chasers. Here's Brennan Sideshow.
Start it,
Yeah, let's get to it. This match right here is going to be something special because it's North America versus EMEA, Sentinels versus Fnatic, an age-old matchup, a classic matchup, Josh, because like the desk was saying, the last time these two teams faced off was so long ago, May 30th, 2021, at the Reykjavik Grand Finals.
Yeah, and both of these teams have taken very different paths to get here, and yet in 2023, both Fnatic and Sentinels have tried to form super teams heading into the partnership system. And I think for Boaster particularly, but also for Def on the other side, it's a hunt for a trophy. And one team, what do they have
only one duelist, same one duelist.
on Haven?
సేమ్ ఉన్నట్టుంది మొత్తం స్మోకర్ వేరే అంత అరే ఇంద్ర అంత ఓపెన్ లెక్క చేస్తుండు
Fnatic ended up opting into this one, but not messing around already. That Trailblazer just going deep into the site.
Pawan Buddha is
was shut down in the middle of all of this. This looks like fast play now. They make their way through into the It's going to be potentially bogged down by all this utility, but there was a flash in play just to push them back and away. Fnatic already claiming 2 kills. It's up to Sentinels now to scramble, try and salvage what they can out of the round. A bit of damage done to Chronicle, but right now just biding their time, waiting it out.
It's on Def to try and make something happen here. No pressure anywhere else. Dirk has walked
nice.
He knows that the spike is dropped. He knows they're all contained inside Garage. This should be Fnatic easily cleaning up.
Yep, they know exactly what's going on here.
అబ్బా
Sheriff in the hands of
అరే
Dirk.
ఇంద్ర నీకు మన డబుల్ టైం కనిపిస్తుందా
Getting some lovely damage down on Right through the wall, it's 3 kills in the round for Durka. What a way to set things up, and nobody dropping inside of Fnatic. That's a Prime Gaming flawless.
We're going to be keeping track of Durka v10s throughout this entire map, but I want to shoot Tens a bit of bail here. This is a pretty normal pathing, actually, on a pistol round strat. We've seen a lot of teams do it. He looks a bit silly, sure, but I don't think there's anything wrong with his decision-making or the game plan. It is, though, a pistol round strat where Tens is very alone. He just has to dive in and hope that there aren't a couple of people at back B for a C pinch. So definitely a planned pistol round strategy for Sentinels, but the reaction was very good from Fnatic. And they strike the first blow. No force buy, nothing crazy happening here. And Sassy loading up his ultimate. I do think it's really interesting though, Bren, that Sassy is playing the Sky here. When you think about Sentinels, you're expecting Sassy to be the safe pair of hands. The guy that's a veteran, king of initiators, safest player in the game.
Able to really pick up the pieces when things go wrong.
And having him on Sky instead of on Breach, it's a really aggressive comp from Sentinels, and I think it's going to ask Sassy to get really involved in the fight.
3K 2 rounds.
And that's unusual to me. I would expect Sassy and Zekin's roles to be swapped.
It is an interesting one, isn't it? Breach oftentimes.
By the way, I mean, Durka is just farming up so many of these kills that he's up, he's up to his ultimate already, so the economy could not be in a better spot for Fnatic. They've also got a bunch of rifles heading into this round anyway, so again, I think they're going to let Sentinels set the pace. Sometimes on a bonus round, you'll see the defending team do something really aggressive, and Fnatic were known for pushing down into a lobby pretty heavy on the defense, but Sentinels comp should be setting the tempo.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. Oh.
For Fnatic, so
మనం post plant అని పెట్టుకుంటాం మనం mollies.
Durka's feeling it.
Yeah, he's dash active right now. Look at
Nice. Oh, shot.
What is that? Rolling back the years with that one, Dev. Straight through the wall. I mean, just a little juggle and a shot. That's all it took. Trailblazer now going to be trying to
what a great nano swarm.
Yeah, it breaks it, right?
It does. It breaks any kind of utility that is channeled. So if you've got a Sova, it breaks the drone. If it's, you know, Sassy there, Trailblazer. And that allows Alpha to keep his turret up. They don't spam it through the wall. So map control advantage to Fnatic, but they're still 4v5. And they've got a good read that this is ending A.
With a stack of play that they've got currently.
Oh, bye.
Watch for. Look at that crossfire.
Full stack.
But also, Leo pretty heavily committed in short.
Yeah. Quite wide. It's going to be a fault line.
Corner
Well,
se
so Leo can't see too much. Does have that dart, but does he want to use it? Aftershock into the corner. A bit of spam. Pure instinct play.
Fans, come on.
3 kills from Leo, who's just anchoring that position.
Too even now.
He's down to Alfie in this 1v2. Spike is planted, finds the kill. Smoke dissipating in just the wrong time for Zekin. Now he's backing away. Tens holding
the timing.
Nice one.
Found it anyway. Right to the side
Let's
there.
go,
Ever so
Tens.
slide off angle to get that one. So Sentinels are on the board, but they did end up losing 4 of their players in that round.
Yeah, it's damaging to the economy for sure. But I think with Durka being dominant in the first couple of rounds, Tens instantly fires back. The heroics from Leo
మొత్తం స్ట్రెచ్ ఆడతారా ఈ గేమ్ అర్థమే కాదు
spot was that the actual site
ఇన్నోవేషన్ చాలా మంది స్ట్రెచ్ ఆడతారు.
Tens was able to get all of that utility and push forwards. I thought the economy would be looking good here for Fnatic, but they're choosing not to commit off the back of Durka's knives. They're bored up a little too much. Not something that I had realized in round 3. I thought they were going for
Yeah, it looked that way, didn't it? Had enough spare cash maybe to make the purchase, but like I said earlier, Durka built up. Wasn't able to get too much done there. It does fade away. We're going to have that available to him. But slow and steady is the game plan for both of these sides.
And Durka's making a bit of a read here that the play's going over towards C. And you can see that both teams are kind of mirrored in terms of their rotations. Durka's got a nice idea about it. Gonna try to create a bit of pressure in B, but this is ending with a C split, and they're going straight to 40. Durka with a bit of revenge.
Timing.
Just walks away from the door for about a moment. Could have found an easy kill with a shorty, but he will fall. Now a lot of flashes just being committed into the back of the side. It's going to be a plant as well without too many problems. Util chipping him forwards, but Tens is quite isolated now. He's holding the back of the side by himself, and that fight at the flank was imperative. Durka wins it out. A little bit strained in his approach to the updraft play.
Oh, nice,
Romeo just trying to trade it out, swinging through, and Ted still claims 3. Down to Turka now. Another dash. Let's come online here, right into the smoke to cut up the crosshair placement. That gives him a good idea of where these players are, but again, just a battle taking place, tries to spray it down, and that Jet head-to-head just manifesting itself in the round.
The desk hyped it up as Tens versus Durka.
Come on.
And that is how these compositions work. All of the utility is going to be used to set Tens and Durka up on the best fights possible. And you're just seeing them clash. They're not necessarily taking the duels against each other early in the round. They're massacring everybody else before they finally meet in the 1v1. That's another quite expensive round. Light armor for everybody on Fnatic, and an operator in Durka's hand. He explores down mid as Tens takes an early face into A long. This looks awkward for Durka. Deep push, a slight angle, and he's burning his dash at the beginning of every one of these rounds.
Recalled star there. Going to be pushing him away from that angle now while all this was going on as well.
Asal Elijah
A bit of a slow burn on Alpha Sentinels as they are just trying to make sure they get a space in A short.
Sentinels def Adi booster anukutunna telivadu
It doesn't really have anybody watching his back, but Fnatic are committing a lot of players here to the site. You can see this.
Sexy.
Leo. Well, the Knights is not good in that kind of position, but Boaster was isolated. Now a drone. Fault line as well cuts across. Durka's still there, holding the angle at Heaven. He knows what his players are, and he will find them time and time again. One after the other, but Sentinels will answer back.
1v1.
It's just down to Sassy.
1v2, okay.
Positioning, I believe, known. He's going to get reinforcements as Alfie is going to be rejoining him at Heaven. Spike out in the open now. Will he get an easy fight? Just trying to isolate one of them, but no.
Flash positioning.
Leo doesn't give away too much now. 28 seconds left in this round. Time starting to get burnt, and now he knows where the second player is. That's one broken. Just trying to isolate one of these fights as well. The warbang angle out here. Just about grabbing that kill.
Such a back and forth round. I think Boaster's kill onto
Tens
seals the deal for it. Yeah, he's favored in that situation. Great ulted up, and you know, Tens also not taking the most favorable duel in the world. It was really messy between the two of them. There's a missed fault line too for Durka to be able to grab the kill onto second, and I think Def should have swung before Durka got a second. Maybe slightly miscoordinated from Sentinels, allowing openings for the Fnatic players, but this is really back and forth. But this is where you now see, Bren, the economic damage that was done earlier, because Sentinels only lose one round and they're dropped down to an eco.
So left stew and think about what they really want to be doing in this round here. Looks like they are just trying to slowly push towards the B side. Trailblazer gets a decent amount of information. Dash forwards by 10.
Oh,
no. Yeah, he's going to be paying for that one with his life. A bit of, again, spam from the spike. Close plant positions being played here by Sentinel. It's going to take a miracle for them to just get much else with it. Yeah, a bit of jumping and running and gunning from Leo. Already the spike just being stuck through all of this pressure. Didn't have the weapons or the util to be able to push them back. Ultimately, the goal of Sentinels there was to just try and get a couple of kills, maybe as well that plant, so they can start building up the bankroll once more.
What they have done, though, is fed the Fnatic ult economy. So Chronicle's got his ult online, Leo now with the Hunter's Fury too. And that means that this round coming up, round 7, is going to be massive. I think a lot of ults are going to get used, and if Sentinels lose it, they're back down onto another eco. This is a must-win round for Sentinels, I think, in order to get the first half off to a good start. Alpha, by the way, has picked up the operator now, over on C.
Deep dash from Durka. He's not wasting any time, is he? He has a deep dash as well. Set play, but taken up close and personal within the cloudburst. Takes out the threat of Durka. But a pincer attack as well. Boaster was trying to make the most of the chaos. Pushed up into, oh my goodness, into A lobby, and he's even finding a couple of kills of his own, potentially. No, ends up going down before he could claim the second. The trade was there.
The timing's so messy there from Fnatic. I understand that it's a set play, but Sentinels had a lot of windows with which to reinforce their position. Missing that shot.
Dog will miss though, so not stunned up. He can.
This
angle and just on the armor def. What a shot to hit. Giving him just nigh a pistol, but now you're going to see already pushing through this one with the
Yeah,
rolling
but
thunder. The ultimate trying to
side
clear the way, and the
like
players had to vacate. Sentinels trapped in the cubby, and Alfie has got that line of sight angle. Watch for once more.
Sexy.
Bucks, Spike.
Ah, 1v3. Clutch yaar.
1v3. Can he do it? He's got a lot of time to threaten a reposition. He's going to smoke both Spawn and A-Link.
Gun pakad re Gandu. Oh, nice. Sexy, bro.
Beating him into short. It's massive first kill.
It's massive. Takes it down to a 1v2.
Ah, sexy, bro.
What is that? Chronicle so far ahead of his teammate. There's no trade in sight from Alfie. Not a paranoia. Waiting for the tap of the spike. And there it is.
Oh, nice
Way
one.
across a full
Nice
blind.
one.
Another tap from Alfie, but still biting, waiting. Smoke ready.
Indeed,
Swings
indeed.
of it, Alfie.
Nice try.
So calm and patient in the clutch.
Really big round from Alfia.
Oh, hi.
After he missed that opening op shot, I thought it was game over for Fnatic.
Alto
But he
valla
comes through and
mottham.
recovers. Perhaps you could argue that round should never have been that close. With Pancada, an opportunity to hit the 1v3. This one, beautiful.
Just being able to isolate this fight as well. Look at that. Doesn't open himself up too wide with that second fight that he was taking. But ultimately, Alfie, really intelligent player.
And this has brutalized the Sentinels' economy. They're going to be kicking themselves for that. Because like I said, that one decided which way the momentum was heading in the series so far. And Sentinels now are just down to stickers.
Disrespecting that utility that was going through into A lobby. Oh, he knows. Durka knows. Ten's locked into this position. Even the utility, the shock darts, you can see
Oh,
it.
nice one, nice one.
Durka has to respect that one. The dash to just disengage, make sure he doesn't take too much damage.
Another deep angle rotation.
Still be deadly if Durka gets caught out here by a flash.
Oh, flash.
Doesn't connect onto Durk, is still there, ready and waiting into the corner.
Are nice.
Nice one. Mid cop dor ante salra.
A bit of whiffage there from Durka, holding in a very aggressive angle.
And now that they're in a 5v4 post plan, definitely choose to use his ultimate.
Okay, there you go, lockdown, place down,
Oh,
lockdown. How are you getting these kills? With the guns at hand, all up to Sassy.
Throw చేస్తున్నారు మొత్తం ఈజీ త్రో
Lockdown. Destroyed. Not a problem.
ఆఫ్ పట్టుకున్నాడు లాంగ్ ఆడకుండా కింద ఆడిండు హెవెన్ కింద
Fnatic committing really decisively though. If you want to talk about Fnatic's, you know, and more so boasters hunt for a trophy, it feels like they get to a certain point in a
కోఆర్డినేషన్ రావట్లేదు వీళ్ళకి ఉరుకుతున్నారు కాలు
freezing up that happens. At least that's my perception of how Fnatic's trophy hunt has gone ever since that final against Sentinels. And this squad that they've got is full of really decisive players. Durka and Alfia are more than happy to make mid-round playmaking, and so is Leo. Fnatic's team to have hoisted a trophy knows what it takes to win. And I feel like so far Fnatic are making very quick decisions. They're not freezing up, they're not choking, they are adapting to everything that Sentinels is throwing at them.
And this is a difference maker from previous iterations of Fnatic that we have seen. You know, they've spoken many times in the past about, you know, being, you know, quite a well thought out team in terms of how they play, but a lot of set plays and a lot of waiting on both. Having that much, you know, independence in terms of making those quick adaptive plays in the middle of rounds when you get a bit of information. But this is a roster that is stacked with that either veteran presence talent or talent that are very independent and willing to make those quick reactive calls.
And it must be mentioned too that both Fnatic and Sentinels have not been together for very long. These teams, of course Fnatic, the core was still there of those three players, and Sentinels blending a couple of different cores together, but in terms of practice time with these two rosters, they've only been in the server together for about 2 months. So things should still be a bit rough and ready. But so far we're seeing some really nice ideas. And a lot of high caliber players.
57 HP down now.
That's to try and push back a potential play from the opposing Jet, like Durka here. He's pushed himself up onto this angle and brought down to 50. And
look at how much freedom that gives the rest of Fnatic. 4 players over towards B, Garage and C. Because Durka he's actually on such a tight angle that Pancada could slip past him. I don't think Durka quite realizes that someone's to his left.
but he will watch it when they start to cross into this. Now, Trailblazer, here's the dog.
Nice.
This can give him a good idea of it. And the coach chooses to vacate. Doesn't want to hold that angle, a bit too risky for him, but... And I like this from...
Willu same manla na garage mein ya alarm mode gotti manla
confident enough that they aren't rotating Boaster's hanging around for a little bit now, only just starting to make his way over. They might not be ready for this.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Gonna force Durka to not be able to scope in now. He can't really help them out, but already Boaster's
Nice
trying to
nice.
pressure, but spam into hell. Flashes onto Durka, a common angle that he was playing. Including Chronicle, make that 3. Leo puts himself up so wide there. Unfortunate timing.
అదే నేను అంటున్నా లాస్ట్ రౌండ్ కూడా అట్లనే చేసినాడు ఆఫ్ తీసుకోలేకపోయాడు సెకండ్
చేసిన లాస్ట్ టైం ఓ పడేషన్ బాబు డిఫెండింగ్ లోనే చేస్తాడు మన లీడ్ ఆపుతాడు లేపుతారు మనోదైతే
Yeah, I think at this point that's got to be credited as a really nice IGLing call by Def. I think the idea of just using that single piece of utility to push Durka away and recognizing that reinforcements don't come that quickly, it's something that I've always loved about Def's calling, is that he mixes in those contact attacking rounds with big explosive executes. And remember that on XSET, he was mostly doing the calling and the micromanaging on the attack side. He kind of split duties with Arin. And there were some tournaments where the attack side calling from XL looked phenomenal. And there was some where it was a little shaky. But when Def's on point, when he has a read on a game...
What off this corner, Kaiku Karra attacking my own.
Frustration there showing from Boaster, despite the fact that they're 6-3 up.
And instantly off this corner, Padation battle is good.
Themselves. This whole time, the economy has been on a knife's edge.
Are Madimra, Derki Gadu. Pro and 11 kills, Kipada Kotler Manda.
Any sort of money in the bank.
టాప్ ఛాన్స్ రావట్లేదు మొత్తం రివీల్ చేస్తుంటే
Deep into A lobby, there's a smoke at the back of it and that dart, so he does have peace of mind that he was pushed back. Spam now, and it's the same play by Sentinels. They're just looking to see if they can apply some of that pressure into garage, break the doors, break the util. Should be able to hear that turret close as well. Their goal is going to be to break that.
All of that A lobby utility and Boaster spamming is trying to fake that Fnatic have multiple players pushed up towards A lobby. This dog is going to notice that either there was nobody there or they've all dropped back. And look at how Fnatic react now. Instantly off the Trailblazer, there's 3 players a day. The Sentinels commit, or do they turn it into a fake this time around?
They're worried about that contact play. So this drone, oh, it's just mistimed, isn't it?
This drone is useful for Fnatic, but it gives Sentinels a great timing. They can just walk through.
They don't have that big piece of util and the dart being committed. It's still Fnatic are holding the players close. There's the Seekers now.
Nice.
That's just going to be used in response to try and slow them down. Even the flashes can't quite see a thing. Even Beef this There's no dash coming through, trying to spray it down. Boaster does help them out a bit. A running gun in.
Oh my god.
Okay. 3 kills. Just backs away, rotating around. No time on the clock. 10s. Percentage play now knows that there's not a chance in hell of him winning this round, so just has to save the rifle.
Oh, killer single.
Oh, sorry, bro. Sorry, bro.
Amazing defensive calling, and also he's playing so much more aggressively in this game than I've seen from Boaster.
And the difference maker there, honestly, was Boaster fighting really hard for it, but Chronicle actually helping him out with a util. That was the difference maker.
Same, no jet def. 11-6-1.
Chronicle's util there was
fantastic. As it is, Arthur.
Flash. It caused Tens to beef the dash. We might see it in the replay as well earlier, but...
Breach flash,
so much more aggressively. You are right.
Yeah, he's got
Tens got
confidence.
flash
control challenging these players. He's not scared of the heavyweight big hitters on Sentinels. He's just taking it to him.
That's what you need.
Nice.
Kind of attitude, mindset.
Sexy.
Oh my words.
It's the same kind of pathing from the pistol round, but it doesn't work again.
Manchi వచ్చేసిన అనుకున్నాను
landing all over the place there. Gets a couple of the players low, but wow, that shot just being found.
And this is disastrous. Sentinels need a miracle here, because going down 8 rounds, giving 8 rounds to Fnatic.
Brutal. Really, really brutal for them. They do need a miracle. Who's going to be the playmaker? Target's broken. Cosmic Divider cut across now. Moving forward. Sassy has to hold this. He knows he's being pushed. Nice. First opener. Still Zekken. His positioning is known. Pop flash play. Moving forwards. And Zekken isolates the fight, but eventually shut down. Really well calculated there by Fnatic. Making
Almost
sure
9 rounds at the start. Fnatic
too much away. Very solid retake. And at this point, an extremely good half from Fnatic. 8-3 with a potential to go 9-3. Either way this final round goes, Fnatic have put on a really good performance here. Their retakes have been excellent, and apart from a couple of good moments from Sentinels, they've been able to work the defensive rotates into a position to shut down the pushes. We haven't seen TenZ unlocked as much as perhaps Sentinels would have hoped for. Now we're heading into that final round of the first half here. Operator fight taking place. Durka wants to try and take it. Immediately go for the turret, just waits for it as it's being activated, just in case a player slips up and makes a mistake and peeks before it's ready. TenZ even going for a shot of his own as well, almost reacting to that jump peek. But now they know TenZ is opping on attack, and that means that they should expect Sentinels to be playing a little slowly. So Fnatic don't have to be as aggressive in terms of reclaiming the map and looking for information, because they know that if they just kind of hold tight, Sentinels are going to be working a pick for probably the next 20, maybe even 30 seconds. You know it's going to be a slower paced round, and look at this reposition by Alpha here. Deep push to the bottom of an area of the map, honestly, that hasn't been explored too much by Sentinels. When they've been going for these C hits, oftentimes it's through Garage, so this could be a really valuable backstab position if they decide to go for the C hit, which now just a contact play, breaking that alarm bot, but the positioning is going to be remaining. Durka looks down the one angle. Still going to be holding it down. Nice. Take the shot before it goes through, but there we go. The extra layers that I was talking about earlier. Alpha here, locked and loaded. And it is disaster for Sentinels. 2 players left standing, with Death falling all down to Zekken. A nasty shot to be found, but Alpha here once more with that consistency. I think so many people were coming into this match wondering which team would have the better super team. Is it Americas or is it EMEA? And Fnatic have landed an emphatic first blow. Outstanding first half from them. Clearly see why Fnatic opted into going into Haven.
Outstanding is इतना कुछ struggle है यार इसके लिए Fnatic ने
defensive setups honestly.
उतना वाला spray इसके ऊपर ऊपर peak इसको नच पे ना.
Let's send it down to the desk to break down the first half so far.
Thank you so much, Brennan Sideshow. What a half for Fnatic. They looked absolutely filthy. I might need to take a bath.
Yeah, I mean, they looked incredible in that half. The defensive-sided calling from Boaster was great. But what impressed me most was their ability, even when their initial plan failed, to come back and still be able to win out rounds. And I wanted to take a look at round 7, because this was a really cool idea that I think they pulled out with this gambit. They switched the off over to Alpha and had Durka dashing off of a stun, a dart coming through lobby, and that Sophus Hunter's Fury. Wow. It's quite a good idea, but he got punished by Zekken. It looked like Sentinels was going to be able to win this round, but Fnatic in the mid-round had a good adaptation. And a lot of that was Boaster's aggression. The casters talked about it. He gets up, he gets his, and he sets his team up for this really strong retake back into the C side. Sure, Pancata got things closer to the clutch, but overall, Fnatic had control of that.
क्या कर रहे हो तुम दोनों इधर? क्या कर रहे? मैं देखने आया कौन है क्या है, तुम दोनों इधर दिखे, बोला चुप चुप के कोई गेम खेल रहे तुम दोनों?
नहीं भाई,
VCT देख रहे.
क्या VCT देख रहे? खेलने आओ भी वैलो.
नहीं भाई.
आपको आके डिस्कॉर्ड पे मैसेज ही नहीं कराते.
ये ऑप्टी था रे, ऑप्टी चला गया. नहीं अभी तू जा रही है.
कल खेलते हैं.
सैटरडे है ना, कल खेलेंगे आराम से.
VCT देख रहे बोले डिस्कॉर्ड पे बैठ के नुबड़े लोग.
सेंटिनल्स है ना इसलिए.
कौन खेल रहा सेंटिनल्स? वो श्राउड आउट नहीं खेलता ना अभी.
यार कौन से जमाने में जीता अभी.
वो आया था चला गया बेचारा. देखो भाई देखो.
कल खेलेंगे.
मजे करो तुम मजे
कर रहे
Love the highlighting there.
हाँ करो करो अच्छे से करो अरे ललित का है ललित का कल जॉब है क्या
कल आधा 3 बजे तक आया था शायद 3 बजे नहीं पता नहीं कब आता देखेंगे
ठीक है चलो बाय नहीं बैड नाइट to you.
This year, 2023, Josh seems to be a chance of redemption for him to be able to prove that he
Bye.
can go toe-to-toe with heavy hitter teams once more.
I completely agree. On this pistol round, he's got a sheriff in his hand and he's trying to find a first engagement. Playing it short, same kind of place that we saw Durka looking towards time and again, but Fnatic are moving in the opposite direction. Looks like they're going to try and focus on taking out this turret and going for some kind of C-split.
This is going to put a lot of pressure on Def in terms of his anchoring.
And Def's having a bit of a rough one so far. He's hit a couple of nice shots, but sat at the bottom of the scoreboard, 4 and 11. Just moves off the C site as the drone comes in.
That's what's two. Even gets a stun off as well. So what is going to be the reaction here from Sentinels? Turret going through. It's a fast play. They just want to fight this one into garage. It was a flash.
Oh, nice.
With the player advantage. Just trying to again beam them down with
a aggressive blind rush చేస్తున్నారు
low on either side.
3v3
it's a bit awkward for Fnatic because they don't control garage and they also don't control C long.
And still with a dash.
Oh fuck.
Here with the back of the side.
Close.
Jiggle maybe opens himself up here, but this close position by Boaster could be everything for them. Tapping away still, just a little bit too close. Flash dodged away.
GG bro. GG bro.
And unfortunately just cannot withstand the onslaught that was coming his way.
That is what you want to see. Sentinels with a lovely retake, and also Tens finding his opportunities. Des was talking about how good the coordination was there, but I think that post-plant setup was really awkward by Fnatic. They're holding a flash off contact, but Tens has already killed the contacting player before the flash is anywhere near coming through. Look how late that flash was. Tens with all the opportunities to take 2 1v1s. And I think you're right, Brent. This year is Tens' redemption arc because at the beginning of the game,
अबे ये मैंने एक बंदे को आज ऐड किया था पवन करके इसमें ये CSGO वाले चैनल में इसको रिमूव कर बे
his performance at Reykjavik was
but there's been so अबे कर रहे कोई तो गेम खेलना था ऑफिस का बंदा है उसको रिमूव कर
देख रहा कैसे करना नहीं पता करता उसको बाद में
वो जो भी करना है कर ले लेकिन कर ले आज
हाँ करता
मेरे को एक्सेस नहीं आया इसलिए क्या पता कुछ तो इनवाइट तो कर दिया था अभी रिमूव नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ
ठीक है देखता मैं कैसे करना है करता
किसने बनाया था ये तो किरीटो ने बनाया था क्या अपन नहीं बनाया था ना आई थिंक
अपन नहीं बनाया था शायद नॉट श्योर ओह नाइस ओह करता मैं देखता कैसे करना
CSGO में ना
हाँ CSGO वाला रिमूव कर देना उसको ठीक है VCT बाद में देखो पहले रिमूव करो
करता भी बाद में
I think this one does look a little too difficult. It's also one that Sentinels have got to win.
Yeah, I will say 50 seconds left in the round. He's cutting noise just by walking, but Second is watching this angle with doesn't offer any more just gets the information and backs away, playing quite patiently.
He knows that this is going to pull the defenders towards A, but he's a bit slow to rotate off fully and try and get a free plant on C. Has to spread out again just in case. Durka's made a mad dash to the opposite side of the map, but I don't think this one's going to be dangerous.
Yeah, with 20 seconds left.
I think actually Durka's at risk of
comeback చేసా డిఫెండింగ్ నెక్స్ట్ టాప్ తీసుకుంటారు
వాడు టెన్స్ కూడా తీసుకుంటాడు నెక్స్ట్ రౌండ్ కదా తర్వాత రౌండ్ తీసుకుంటాడు అదేం టైమింగ్ రా అసలుకి వాడు ఏమన్నా
బి సైడ్ మేరా హీ హై అన్నట్టు వెళ్ళిపోయినాడు
వాడు అనుకుంటాడు ఆ మాలి చేసిండు కదా చూడండి అనుకుంటాడు ఇక్కడ మంచిగా దొరికినాడు తెలుసు
Pancada. So not the best synergy in the world to work with, but I think a big push towards A lobby might net them some value.
It looks like they want to really fight over this one. That's 4 players from Sentinels grouping over into that particular area. Util exchange on either side. The dart being smoked off, so goal of this one, pushing Pancada up close. Now, Probably off the contact
He's
of tens with the
pushing
Marshall. That's where the
right.
paranoia is going to be let ripped.
Oh.
Okay.
Now, not willing to really just offer any easy kills towards Sentinels. Instead, they're going to be contacting to a completely different area of the map.
Yeah, they've found the opening. They have found the gap in the defense. And Def is going to be asked to do a lot.
టైమింగ్ వాళ్ళు స్లైడ్ గా జల్దీ పుష్ చేస్తే కనుక ఈజీ కిల్స్ వస్తాయి అనుకుంటా. హుక్ సౌండ్ ఇచ్చేసినారు వాళ్ళు. హుక్ సౌండ్ ఇచ్చినారు వాళ్ళు. వాడు బ్రీజ్ గారు వాడినే ఫ్లాష్ చేసుకుంటాడు.
They got destroyed before they were anywhere near setting up for the retake. Fnatic just got the easiest round of
బి
their
విండోలో
lives.
మొత్తం సౌండ్ ఇచ్చినాడు ఒకడు విని ఆడనే
This round.
When you're 10-5 being the scoreline, such a difference in these rounds. You need every weapon, every advantage you can carry forward. So what they're going to be opting into, it looks like the replays are going on. I can see the money that's going on. It does seem like they're opting into just forcing up into this round, but it means the weapons are not in this setup.
Yeah, this is last chance desperation mode for Sentinels. They need somebody to go huge, and Tens is not here.
All that YouTuber just being dumped through. There you go. Fault line. It's not on the one side. Sentinels opting to just completely get out of there. So they want to play for this retake now, but the weapons, like I said earlier, are just not good for it. I mean, Tens has got an operator.
And Sassy's also got no flashes. One is going to come back online at some point in the round, but they're really relying on Zekin's utility, and I would give Tens the rifle. Yeah, they have done that, actually.
Swapped it around, so Sassy.
Oh, chee, bhai.
We'll see what Tens opts to do. Paranoia.
Chee.
The stun as well. Finding a one fight. No! All just being met pound for pound, match for match. Crossfire just far too potent from Fnatic.
That's the next match, boys.
More in the round.
That final map of Reykjavik on Haven, where Sentinels lifted the trophy in his head. Such a good performance right here, on the beginning of his revenge tour.
Yeah, Satya.
This is absolute dominance from Fnatic. Sentinels look like they are completely out of the game. We saw some flashes of brilliance in the first half, but other than that, the coordination, the utility usage, the game plan idea is just all in favor of Fnatic on Haven. This was a great map pick to start things off.
11-5. Fault line to push back the players there. Now, look at this. It's a risk to be taken. Rolling Thunder though being set up. This is Chronicle, and he's going to clear this through all of A. Players trying to hold close. This is going to catch on to them, right? He's far enough back.
అయిపోయింది డాష్ చేస్తాడు 3 kills తీసుకుంటాడు.
Swing off this though, in short. They're playing pretty far back there, so.
ఏం చూస్తుంటాడు అసలు రివీల్ రెడీ చేసుకుంటుండా?
Yeah, it's Leo with the dart. Waiting for that recon to come back online.
But I do think these short players need to be a little further forwards. Now they start moving their way forwards. They're into good space. And here we go.
That's it.
Right
round the corner, even the aftershock.
మొత్తం అయిపోయింది గేమ్ ఇడ.
So well executed.
అయిపోయింది అంతే కథ.
And that double stack, the risky play by Sentinels here on their weaker buy does not pay off. Fnatic looking so damn ready to take that 12th round, set themselves up on map point.
It looks sublime, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's so good.
And Fnatic are going to take that step closer to taking map 1. And it would have to be an almost impossible miracle run for Sentinels to mount any kind of comeback. Fnatic looks so in control. The game plans are gorgeous. Brent, a lot of the times, super teams do not live up to the hype. It's obviously way too early to call it for any of the teams in VCT with the year just starting. But I like what I'm seeing so far. They haven't just strung together a bunch of good players on their team. They've got a nice game plan and good ideas of the roles that, and how the synergies are going to operate.
Yeah. Very nice from them. Just a replay of that round as well. But this is do or die for Sentinels. The particular map.
The recon dart is also so good that Leo throws. because if it gets broken, they breach ult. If it doesn't get broken, it clears out short and they know that they don't need to breach ult that position and they can save it. You know, there's serious thought process been put into this. And this is one of the things that Fnatic always does, is start out tournaments with amazing ideas.
Yeah, including this one. Shark Dart over the top. Land right at the front side of B, so that's going to be just clearing out all that utility. It was popped off early though, Durka.
So smokes push
Start to clear through the back of the site, but this is Sentinels that now need to answer. It's going off and there's no problem.
Breach है मैं वाला team ने flash जैसे जो pilot जैसे वाला.
What an opening with Zekken falling. You don't have that breach utility. And how do you win this? Cosmic Divider cut the one side up. Tens. Never open a for him. Seekers though going to be spreading out into the side. Trailblazer even missing this wall. So difficult to try and burst through. There is no flash to break through this. And time is ticking. Finally it regens, but already the fight being taken. Sassy trading out, winning it Pancada with the flank. Reflanking through, it's all down to Leo. In that 1v2, one fight isolated, having a defuse. Sassy sticks it, the percentage play, there's no way you're sticking this all the way! Unbelievable! Absolute guns on him, doing a play like that.
Lulu bro, but it's true but not reveal just to jump
That duo just played so well towards the end, and I'm speechless at what Sassy just did.
On that point, why not? Throw caution to the wind.
Seemed like an
unwinnable position for Sassy, and yet he gives it. Still not looking good. For all the heroics, it is still not looking good.
Take it one step at a time, one round at a time if you are Sentinels, because, like you said, Josh, there's still Fnatic in that driving seat. Now going to be ripped out for 10 still.
Nice.
It's going to be a lockdown.
Timing
Leo was ready for this one. No hesitation. Players falling left, right, and center. Sassy, the last man standing. He's handed an easy one. The barrel of the gun just opened it out a little bit too wide. Drone tagging. It's going to push him back. Let's hope a bit of re-swing there with that pre-fire, but Fnatic are looking ready now to take this one, surrounding him to reposition. Look at this from Durka. To the back of garage, it's just unwinnable. Layers of utility, no one giving him an easy fight. Beams him down, but left to 5 health. And a double up positions, look at it, waiting it out with the patience. Intelligent play from Fnatic, and they take map 1 in this series, 13-6.
Good start in the series for Fnatic on their map pick. Looking completely in control from about the middle of the first half. We called it an IGL's playground, and I think not just Boaster's calling, but also the game plan, the preparation was so evident and looking super strong. Sentinels are going to be hard pressed to fight back on split here. This Fnatic team is not messing around. They're worthy of the title so far of Super Team.
What an interesting series we potentially have as well. The fact that Sentinel's next map pick is split. It's a map that has haunted them throughout the entirety of this org's existence, but that is going to be interesting. We're going to be finding out just on the other side of this break just how the rest of this series is going to be playing out.
Nice try. Like करो guys, if you're new, do not forget to subscribe guys. पहली बार कुछ try कर रहे हैं, with FaceCam कर रहे हैं, हम watch party यहाँ होगी. क्या मार रहे हैं कुछ भी भाई स्मक्स के ऊपर मतलब फट से एक ब्रेक लेके आते हैं जब तक मैच स्टार्ट आ जाएंगे
Red Bull gives you wings.
In the hood, no, we ain't had much, but we made something out of nothing. And I remember being at school and I ain't had no lunch, but I made something out of nothing. Me and my brother saved every little dime we had to keep the lights in the water running, but that's okay. Cause sometimes in life, you gotta make something out of nothing. 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 Sometimes in life, you gotta make something out of nothing. Growing up in the hood, no, we ain't had much, but we made something out of nothing. And I remember being at school and I ain't had no lunch, but I made something out of nothing.
Welcome back, everyone. And oh man, do you hear that? Actually, no, I don't hear anything because NA is being so quiet right now. Oh, Fnatic pick up the win and they go up 1-0 in the series.
And NA stands for not audible.
Oh, wow. Oh, I like that. I like that.
It's
By the way,
now.
you may notice that we have a new guest here. It's Redgar from Team Liquid.
Welcome.
Thank you for inviting me.
It's a pleasure to have you.
Yeah.
What do you make of that first map on Haven from Fnatic?
Yeah, I thought that they're gonna pick SN, by the way, but I think maybe because like the X set like before and play really good and loud also, they were maybe a little bit scary, you know?
Ah, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. Well, let's go ahead, though, and jump into what we saw, because for Fnatic, and if you are a Fnatic fan, and I know Tom is watching at home right now from the Fnatic headquarters currently, so hi, Tom. I got to say, this Seth just looked clean. Everything that Fnatic did, the set pieces, the pushes, the way that they were forcing him out of positions, I could go on and on and on until I lose my breath. This team was unreal.
Yeah, very, very brutal game here from the side of Fnatic. Their mid-round calling, their setups absolutely played to perfection. Sentinels unable to string more than 2 rounds together. They get 3 in each half. And while they did get those rounds, they did look quite strong, but every other time, it just seemed like things were really falling apart at the seams.
And comparatively, it really felt like Sentinels was struggling on that attack side to find the right call, Redgar.
Yeah, like I think like on attack side they should destroy like utils of Killjoy so they can like with the opponents on the map and they can do like the fakes, do whatever they want to, and it feels comfortable to play when you destroy everything from Killjoy, by the way.
Yeah, and I mean, without destroying that utility, it felt like they were oftentimes executing into these stacked A sites, and for Fnatic, they did a really good job of setting up their site anchors to consistently find value there, which meant they went into the half with an incredible lead that would have been very, very hard to lose out on, but especially so because their executes on that attack were absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, that was a type of game where you look and you're like, there's just no way that Fnatic are going to drop this one. They just looked so clean, and Sentinels are obviously going to be left picking up the pieces, but, you know, let's actually take a gander over out of Ryzen high-speed moment of the match, and we're going to give some love to Chronicle here. And oh, I did a little Jimmy there. We're going to give some love to Chronicle because honestly, you guys, you know, again, the two new players coming in for this team, Mimi, have popped off.
Yeah, I mean, the supportive utility from both Chronicle and Leo seems incredibly well coordinated. You kind of contrast I think the amount of synergy that we saw from both of these teams, and it felt like Fnatic has done a better job of slotting these two guys in. And I mean, Redguard, you thought it was interesting as well, because you used to play with Chronicle, but he's on a new role in this new team.
Yeah, I know that the Chronicle at the start of when we played, like before, he played on supports really, really well, but you know, he's like kind of this guy that need to learn a lot of things, and after he's doing incredible his job.
Yeah, it feels like once he gets comfortable, it's going to be a problem for their opponent, and that is the scary thing. And I don't know about you guys, but Chronicle looks pretty comfortable right now.
I agree.
But you know what, though? Moving on to our Aim Lab shoot-around, and we're going to be checking in with the IGL of Sentinels. It's going to be Def here, who, you know, really, Achilleos had a hard time with the right calls in this game because it just felt like the game plan here from Boaster, from Mini, from the entire crew on Fnatic was so clean. How do you even call against that?
Yeah, it's really difficult, and obviously coming into this, it just feels like Fnatic have done so much more homework for Haven specifically comparatively. And because the reads that they were able to get, the way that they were clearing their way into those A sites, knowing whether or not they were going to have to throw the Rolling Thunder and whatnot, having that Aftershock to clear out sewers as well, it was just beautifully played. So it's a really tough challenge here for the side of Def. But Mimi, you were talking about this before and how good he is at calling split. That is what we need to see. We need to harken back to that era.
Yeah, his attack side calling on split has historically always been really good. Second as well, I think, as an individual, has always felt enabled on this map. So it feels like one that should probably be a solid map for Sentinels, but they are, of course, bouncing back from that really tough start. And I mean, Redguard, you're an IGL. What is it like losing out on that first map, kind of being out-called and having to bounce back into the second?
I think personally when you're losing like the first map, you know, like you're giving out all like the pressure, you already lost, like what you can lose still, right? So you just need to focus on the another map, like what you can do in the other map, like how to focus on the things, like what you should say to the guys to fire it up, like find out the key points, like the best rounds, and go into the game.
I like that. You're like, hey, you know what? I'm down at the bottom, so the only place to go at this point is up, right, Mimi?
Yeah, we're gonna be hopping into the agent select in a second. We saw TenZ play Jett on that first map, but I'm wondering if they're gonna play instead of him on that Jett, maybe play second on that Ryzen. Like covered here. There's different options for the squad.
All right, Prime Gaming Agent Select is underway, and you know what, Redguard, you were talking about your curious what Fnatic we're going to be busting out here, but so far it looks like we're going to get some explosive gameplay.
Yeah, I see like that running right now. Race. It's like a kind of difficult.
Oh my,
support with the tools, like throwing the nades and the opponents and kill everyone.
That would be good. That would be very good for him.
Yeah, Fnatic as well. We've seen this double duelist comp come out from a couple teams. It's looked very good thus far. I think squads have struggled to shut it down on their defensive side. Also for the side of Sentinels, another new role for TenZ. Sage, he has not played this before.
Yeah, I tell you what, right now, if you're a Sentinels fan, you're definitely clenching the butt cheeks because this is definitely going to be a bit of a banger here as we get ready for split. Are we going to get a map 3? I want to see this one go all the way. So let's send it back over to Brennan Sideshow.
Thank you very much, GB. Yeah, that's the hope that we end up landing on that. You know, that proper, really drawn-out series. Map 3 would be fantastic. You know, you see that core of Def, very comfortable on this map in the past, but the rest of Sentinels, not necessarily so.
Yeah, it used to be Loud's permaban, so it's not somewhere that Sassy and Pancada have historically been strong or showcased much of anything. And TenZ has had his struggles here. His demons have arisen playing the Jett. Playing the Jet, playing the Rays on this map in elimination maps. But I think the most important thing is that Zekken should be empowered. He's my player to watch on this attack side because his Breach, very underwhelming, super rough performance, but his Rays should just be so much more fluid and allow him to get aggressive and get into positions where he can rely on his fragging.
Much more confident pick for him.
And the whole comp is a very Xset comp coming out from Sentinels.
Yeah.
It is a def, an A-Rin kind of composition here. It's loaded with a ton of utility. Take map control. It's really good on the defense side. Big clash here to win ropes.
Yep, already going to be trying to take this one. And guess what? Coverage was there. Durka takes the first shot. Chronicle had his back, even with the disengage at play. So it's left Sentinels with a player disadvantage. It's 3v4 now, looking to regroup with the rest, or at least with the space that Pancada's gained ever so slightly.
Yeah, the Viper setup creates a little bit of threat, a bit of pressure over towards A Heaven.
They're reading it.
And part of that is because Alpha's cam sees into B Heaven.
So
Durka lines it up. Right down the angle, a single shot will do it to the chest. Sassy, not stand a chance. All up to Pancada with no time left to even play in this round. What can you even do in this situation? Plan A. Not likely, not when Durka is just disgusting.
Durka has been a land demon at almost every event he's been to. I think he played slightly better online in the run-up to champs than what we actually saw from him, but the team still did fairly well, making it to around the 6th spot. It's not like he was bad, but my God, when this guy is on form, when Durka's playing his best, he's up there with, you know, the top 3 players in the world. At times, he looks like he could be the best player in the world. Maybe this Fnatic team is going to empower him to be just that.
What a beginning for Fnatic. It's a critical pistol round for Sentinels to just get a bit more confidence in the series, seeing if they could try and fight back after losing that first map, but now just judge and play. This is always dangerous. Much more passive wall, but still going to get broken nevertheless, but it gives good information that players are close. Def just trying to go for the jump peek.
Okay,
The right click in play. Now a nade as well, pushes off that angle. Leo taking quite a bit of damage. Just trying to get out of there, even a self-heal being used, so he'll be topped back up, I believe, to 100 health.
And a paranoia being thrown in there too, just so that Chronicle can grab a little bit more information and presence controlling B Heaven. I think the split is entirely about map. It's about holding on to key areas, and Boaster's got B main, Chronicle's got B Heaven currently, and there's still a lot of info that Alfie is providing on the A side.
That sounded joke.
Sentinels are a little stuck. Obviously just pistols in this round too, but in these kind of rounds, Def is probably just going to be feeling out what the defense looks like. How do they respond to Where is the Cypher setup?
They all fall down, with the exception of Tens, who's just late lurking through B main.
And those 3 kills from Chronicle to put us up to a prime game in Flawless. He's now 2 away from his ultimate.
Very important.
Yeah, massive. Chronicle as well. Both of the Breach players now on map 2 playing Rays for us. And well, I think it's imperative to get Zekken onto a role like that, where he can have a bit more impact in the round, where he's showcased more comfort. For Chronicle, this guy, we've seen him up at the top playing all sorts of different stuff. And his fragging has never been in question.
Yeah, I mean, he's been such a flexible player. Remember him trying out to play, I believe it was Sova on Split as well, at times.
Oh, yeah.
Pick this name, slow up lane, pick this
A variety of roles, but this is the investment round now from Sentinels. They've got guns online in their hands. Got to make usage of them now.
And look how much faith they have, actually, in Durka to just hold on to A Heaven, sorry. So now Alfia comes to reinforce. They're going to play a bit of a retake setup if Sentinels burst into the site.
Yeah.
And Alfia and Durka are going to be fighting both incredibly good fraggers.
This Heaven position, watched for.
Heaven, nice.
Okay. That is an instant trade, so Durka only going to be claiming the one. Double satchel across Alfia, could be the difference maker. High ground position. Also, placement was not good, but he uses the cage to get back down there. All has to be used though, and Heaven. Tens had the spike in his hands the entire time. They will get this plant down without too much problem. Still, Fnatic maintained and held on to control of Heaven this entire time and looking to reclear now through ramp down into main.
Full try
Ripping its way through.
Cover
Stairs, they're trying to hide through the smoke. Showstopper letting it rip over the wall. No one's watching for it, and the spray down. Reset of the game, Def being the playmaker.
What a big round from Def. But also fortunate that he was on the right side of that wall. He was hugging the very edge of the smoke. He knew that he wanted to go through it, and the timing just ended up being impeccable. I think a very big difference there too in terms of how Fnatic were approaching the retake. On Haven, we saw them strike immediately as soon as the plant went down, not giving Sentinels a moment to set up into a post plant. Whereas this time they took a bit just to set up, make sure that they're all approaching, but it let Sentinels get a bit more comfortable.
Definitely some more hesitancy there.
Walking down mid,
So
was doing this on Haven.
Double up. Primed and ready for the collab, but denied at the final moment. The high-low setup, the reaction time's just not paying off there for Turka.
The reflexes from Zekin, though, to be able to get that one, is so important.
He seems almost
like they
anticipated the push down. Another fight being taken, though. Chronicle. Oh boy. He's missing. Leo just trying to bail him out, but he does pay with it.
Extra
Now backing away.
That wall, it has a little gap for Chronicle to hide
Oh,
in. And he's able to get up on top of it too.
Yeah.
So I thought Chronicle was just left out to dry, and instead, Leo's given him a little safety spot. This is a weird round. Okay, so Pancada's created some pressure over on A, and that's pulled the rotate. Bostra, for maybe the first time in this series, has a bad read on where this is going.
ఇంతసేపు అలా వీళ్ళు ప్లాన్ కూడా చేసిరా వాడు రొటేట్ చేసే లోపు ఇంతసేపు హోల్డ్ చేస్తే
మనలే కొరకారు కదా నార్మల్ గా అయితే మనము ఏ అనగానే ఉరుకుతాము లాస్ట్ దాకా హోల్డ్ చేస్తాం
ఇంతసేపు వాళ్ళ రొటేషన్ కూడా వచ్చేస్తుంది
బ్యాక్ స్టాప్ రొటేషన్ వస్తుంది నైస్ క్లారిటీ ఉంది సాసి కూడా వచ్చిండు.
Quite nice, means it's not going to be anybody following up on the boom bot. Now that aim of the game going to be trying to delay most of the paranoia. Goes too wide, actually, a little bit too high. Still alive in this one, and there's a crossfire setup. The re-swing! An adjustment of the aim finds the target, finds the mark. Alfie swinging across. Position is known now on the heaven, but
nice.
Will they claim to the kill with Alpha falling? That's going to be that second round on the board for Sentinels. And so far, an even match.
And it's opened the door for Sentinels now too, because Fnatic heavily invested. The operator on Durka got shut down immediately. Everybody else full bought. Sassy coming up with the goods in the post plant. Really nice stuff. That duo again, the defending champion duo of Sassy and Pancada. So solid.
Panic stage lo unnare mella recover aitare.
Sentinels now should have an opportunity to start building up new rounds. Major pressure pops the Blade Storm, and they go for something really aggressive, driving everybody into Alpha, who has a Bucky on B.
So I like this idea from Fnatic, based on their weaker buy. Obviously, the need to try and force positions, but Sentinels are not wasting too much time with this one. They actually pop the Seekers off into mid. Confuses it. The wall finds two. Straight away opens it up. There's going to be no danger of any cheeky kills from Alpha anymore. Still, Chronicle.
Nice.
Running onto Heaven is smoked off for the time being, though. Does have that Bulldog in his hands, but Sassy also watching the flank. Fast break on the poster. He's actually managed to find some space out onto the side with this, and he tries to take the fight anyway. With the frenzy, just not too favored.
Oh, nice.
Another day in the fire and range.
Nice.
Back to the form.
And gets his ultimate online.
Good
really
round.
important that Pancada was hunting those kills towards the end, because a Viper's Pit could easily win this next round if they can get onto site. Tens, that's the second time that when he walls out into B, he's been on top of it. And obviously he gets a great punish there. But I'm wondering if Fnatic are going to start reading into this a little bit and just be holding for him being on top of the wall every time. I think the most important thing, though, in this round is, can Sentinels get into a post plant for Pancada to win with his pit?
It's been quite slow by Sentinels. You're seeing really glimpses of that exit attack side calling from Def in the past when he's played on this map.
Definitely agree. Look at where the cam is as well from Althea, though. Pancada's Pancada and Sassy have faked a bit of pressure up towards A Heaven, but Althea knows that it's not real. And that's going to allow Durka to rotate off, and they can just leave the whole of the A site to Althea.
Just
being contained. Deep flash there into ropes. A familiar play to what Sentinels were trying to do on Haven quite a bit. They throw a bit of util out and just contact up. This wall is going to be causing problems now.
That gives Sentinels a ton of space, though.
How do they want to play around this?
Oh my!
Oh shit! You gotta be joking!
Oh my god!
The spacing there just not quite good enough for Fnatic.
God!
They crumble.
This is a save round at this point. The only thing Fnatic are hoping for is that maybe Pancada gets panicked and uses his ult for no reason. This round is over. And all down to 10.
Saving. Saving it.
Lick the all chat पे लिखो रे.
On a new role.
Saving it.
2023 really is the year. Spoke about it historically. His performances were never good. This map always haunted him in the past, but
yeah, he's had occasional performances where he goes nutty on Jet, but his team still looks scrappy.
We like Puran's get shut up this time choose a 2-4 on the scoreline ante.
Narratives about
Puran's get shit run at this na kappannuchi.
Frankly, the guy just has a microscope on him because of the size of the audience that he commands.
I mean, the guy said performances in 2021.
But I like that was a bit ill-advised from Fnatic. Super heavily.
Last round was
somebody that I could remember doing it, but
gap on
it was for Boaster and Chronicle.
Time out. Very good.
The sliver of an angle to play around with that one way.
It's not a one way that really favors the defenders that much. And yet they decided to fight it until the very bitter end. I much prefer a one-way that's deeper in B main, and I'm sure that Fnatic will, put that one-way up again and fake as if they're challenging him. But Boaster needs to make some kind of adjustment here. Fnatic call a timeout, having an opportunity to talk to Mini. But I think the Cypher is getting good information behind the Viper fakes. So they should have a decent idea about where Sentinels are trying to finish. But they need to make sure that they don't lose players too early. For example, when Durka walked down mid and they just lost a player off the rip. And then where Tens grabs 2 in B main. Because they're not actually forcing Sentinels to go for big site execs. They always have an advantage by the time they're hitting the site. And that's a big difference compared to Haven, where I think Fnatic had 13 of the first kills.
Which obviously makes a massive difference.
Yeah.
If you're heading into most rounds of an advantage like that, playing a 5v4. But the back of this timeout now from Fnatic, they look to invest Middle's weapons. Boaster on the weaker buy, half armor across the board as well, so not the most ideal of situations, but we'll see if the adjustments come through, like you were saying. Fnatic, but already a tempo shift.
Sassy has been using this dog, though, every time. So this doesn't feel any different for Fnatic, up until they all burst out this smoke.
Which is right now. You're going to see the double satchel play over the top. Oh, what is that? Absolutely unbelievable. And the crossfire setup, Althea ready to bail it out, just as Sentinels try and collapse into the site. Space being game, Pancada does hold, but still, no one's dealing with Althea. Just walks into the smoke like ships in a night, but this time Def was aware of it.
And that might have given an opportunity for 2 Smokes players on Sentinels to clutch. The spike, though, is in such a position. Everything is stacked against Sentinels. But they have a hope.
Hope and dream. Still, the cam is going to spot them out. See that warbang angle? That's just off the cam. Spots the player, pings it out, and you warbang him through the box there.
Boaster took a bit of damage back.
That exchange of fire. 28 seconds left.
Oh, good heaven, good action there, dude.
An isolator fight here. Fnatic.
Kabas, mobile
into the corner. He does, but Good movement from Leo. The wider swing, Pancada wasn't ready for it, and Alfie, what a cleanup from that guy. I mean, firstly, let's just adjust. I mean, I don't know, we got to talk about that first shot from Durka. Show me a replay.
Heaven smoke చేసుకోలే వీళ్ళు రష్ చేసిండు హెవెన్ స్మోక్ వేయలే ఆడు వాల్ ఉందంట హెవెన్ వాల్ ఉంటే
And Durka and Alfia just playing off each other perfectly. That's something in and out. That is the first time that A setup has properly been tested, where they're ready to receive it. In one of the previous rounds, they did go A, but Alfia was trying to get back into the site through elbow, and they didn't quite know what was going on. I'm not sure Sentinels are going to go for heavy hits, but I do think they could still follow this dog and try and control A. The camera again in a really nice spot from Alfia.
heaven వెళ్ళిపోయినాడు మొత్తం
With the operator in the hands of Durka. This time they fight it. Still Pancada.
అయిపోయినాడు
వీడు అయిపోతాడు అరే లేదరా కొడతాడు రావాడు
Wow, okay. I mean, just should never have been favored in that fight yet. Comes out relatively unscathed. I mean, dropped to 27 health, but the kill claimed, and that's the important part.
And since the timeout, all of these first fights
game setup ఇది camera
good information here too. Leo's walled off B main, so they're not too worried about that. They can put a lot of focus towards B heaven. I'm not exactly sure though why Chronicle is leaving right now.
Play being set up though. Fnatic
advantage
with this
flash
one. Just tries to take the angle. Paranoia and an A to push them back. Wall not even close to fading here. Interesting angle that Tens is looking for. Clean shot into this one. Jump peek by Chronicle. Got a lot of information now. Time running so damn low. Only 18 seconds left in the round. What a
nice
flick from Sassy. Player up top though. Drop down. That's supposed to close.
Nice
Spike still being one out. It's down to Tens. Spike has to be picked up. The pressure is on.
అరే sexy bro nice
He's just got spare. Yeah, he does indeed. So low though.
వాడు ఆప్ ఉంది కదా కాకపోతే
Still in that 1v1. Isolating the angle and Durka is just waiting it out. Locking down the angle to the box with that operator.
దుంకర హెవెన్ లో నండు
Has the dash. Waiting to see
మొత్తం గ్లిచ్ అవుతుంది అరే వీడు యాంగిల్ సరిగ్గా హోల్డ్ మొత్తం షేక్ అవుతుంది స్క్రీన్
What a performance. Tens has been
24-25
on this map so far. I love the timing that he takes.
వాడు చూడాలి ఇటు సైడ్ లక్కీ
And then the skill demonstrated from Tens and Sassy to be able to win that round is superb. I think Fnatic's defensive setup was really good. In fact, I think Fnatic so far has still been better from Fnatic. But that doesn't win you games. Running away with this on the attack side.
Defensive map action is split to మొత్తం nice one
right up close.
అరే కష్టం ఇట్లా చూడము
just how slow the attack side rounds have been played. Of course they're going to be capitalizing. Of course they're going to be coming up with the goods.
అరే దొరుకుతారా
He might get all I thought he was going to get both of them. They almost lined up.
collateral
again, not even a point of damage. And now Fnatic are really starting. 3v4, and like I said, split is about map control. Well, they have no idea if someone is into ropes. They still have this cam from and I think the desk was talking about it. The Sentinels are not putting a premium on breaking this stuff. They didn't break the Killjoy utility.
Nice. ఖాళీ ఉంది అనుకుంటా సైట్.
But they are still finding a way around it.
అరే ఇంద్ర ముఖం మొత్తం మానిటర్ లో పెట్టి పడేసిండు. మనం చూస్తున్నా. ముఖం అంతా ల్యాప్టాప్ లోనే ఉంది. I mean like మానిటర్ లోనే ఉంది అది.
Cam's quite good at spotting out a bit of that angle. Tries to go for the spray down there with a stinger, but
saving
oh boy.
ఏం చేస్తున్నారు రైళ్ళు ఓ నైస్ స్టింగర్ సేవ్ చేసుకోనికి వెళ్ళిపోయినాడు సైఫర్ గాడు అయితే ఫౌంటైన్ తీసుకుని
And that is a big W for Fnatic. Do you remember what I said a couple of rounds ago? Where Fnatic were going for a save? The best they can hope for is Pancada gets scared.
3-4, sorry.
A 4v3, it's not a bad time to use the ult. And of course, he can't know that Fnatic are going for a save, but they're going to be a bit frustrated about that. Nevertheless, it's a round on the board. They're still going to have an economy advantage heading into the next, into round 10. And Sentinels with 6 on the attack side. Split is becoming an attack-sided map. It feels like teams are really get a read on how how to create ramp pressure, get into heaven. A lot of teams playing heavy duelist styles.
It's been difficult for these defensive changes as well, widening of a lot of these choke points.
But Fnatic, I think, is still going to be explosive when the sides swap with Durka and with Chronicle.
You would think, right, with the double.
Yeah.
57,000
Sentinels cannot be allowed to run away with this, otherwise we're going to see a complete mirror of Haven, which I suppose would be only fitting.
Really slow orb from Leo, that's just a bit of conditioning. Dirk has been opping that angle just from that, so making sure that they keep adding these layers into the early rounds.
అయిపోయిందా మొత్తము సెట్ చేసినట్టున్నా తెలుసు అది మొత్తం అది
We're back in the game though, don't worry about it. Minute 10 and
లేదు అంటే అవుతుంది
just a bit of slow control and Sassy coming around the corner.
Yeah, that kill is quite far out in the open there. We'll see what can be done. Leo does have a res available, but fly to him and starting to squeeze him. Rebounding off the side, sets him up again. An easy kill, especially when his target is rotating this way, that way. Alfie has to be the difference maker. A shot to find. Crossfire setup, Boaster quick to respond again in kind, holding that crossfire setup. Calm and collected, that is the name of the game. Alfie as the anchor.
Alfie has anchored just been tested on the A site, delivers, tested on the B site. The positions he's playing are off his teammates. And just relying on that ability to take duels and win them. Fnatic get a fourth, and they save themselves from another eco. I'm liking the Cypher setups as well that they're going for. Alfia obviously was a Sentinel main before he started playing Duelist for Fnatic, so he's really comfortable in this spot. And I've got to be honest, Brent, my eyes are still over towards Zekken. I'm waiting for that big moment where he showcases the skills that we've seen from him in the past. Can he crack this open in A heaven with Sassy?
Pressure now on Durka. High ground angle watched for, no drops down onto the side, and it's just a contact play. Sentinels moving all the way through. Fight has to be taken here. One out. It's Durka taking out Chronicle as well, just making sure to try and cover that angle, but there was an instant trade.
It's so strange though. Durka just controls the main entrance into A. The spike is not in there. Zekken's walking into spawn. Things are getting chaotic. This is going to come down to individual decision making.
Okay. 40 seconds left. Individual moments.
That's why, careful.
Spike still in the hands of Tens. 30 seconds left. What little time they did have is starting to burn away. Actually, with the orb, let's see if there was any punishment. Okay. Was holding inside the smoke, seeing if he could catch. Jumping through into the smoke, Durka waits it out. Patient enough, snakebite across, rips through, and it's down to just death. Spike nowhere near him. Unable to make a play in this moment, so Fnatic grabbing that round on the board.
Starts the most of their defense side. Pistol, and then 3 out of the next 9. It's not been an incredible performance by Fnatic, but the score on the board matters. And they're drawing things level with the probably going to be attack side.
6-6 almost.
We might be dead even in this map. And I think Sentinels need to put another one on the board, I think. The next half is going to be the side where both comps are probably the most comfortable.
Yeah.
But both teams need as many as they can right here. Durka with an operator looks like he knows that Sassy's been dogging it every time.
see what happens here. It's an early fight. So important. Seekers
Nice.
forces out the first shot, has to back away, including the dog. Removes all that util. Not going to be clearing the way for them. Boombot and a nade. The Satchel play this time a different path, and yet Boaster still nails the shot. Nasty stuff from Boaster, and the reposition from Durka. Trying to catch one of these players unaware. Pancada though offsets it with his own move. Favored into that fight. So Spike now starting to go down, but lifting that 2v4. Fnatic looks primed and ready for them to just make it a nice even score line. It's going to be pushing them away, dropping down, a flick of the wrist from Tens, not able to find it. Satchel up top, one more kill, found Pancada. The pressure is on, and it's just unable to finalize it, to put it away, put it to bed. Fnatic plays the round, going to be making it 6-6.
Big performance from Fnatic to get back into this one. Join us dead level at the half. The next half is going to be everything for Sentinels. Both teams need to win. We're gonna go to a break here, a 5-minute break, and we'll be back with the next half.
5-minute break.
The remix version of Sentinels Fnatic.
ఓకే నాకు తెలిసి సెట్ చేసాడేమో మొత్తం నాకు తెలిసి ఇప్పుడు స్ట్రీమ్ నే
Hey everyone, we just want to let you know that our team is aware of the stuttering issues that are affecting the broadcast, but just to be 100% clear, it is not impacting the players on stage whatsoever, which is the most important thing, hands down, and we hope to have a fix as soon as possible. We thank you all so much for your patience. We hope that regardless, you're still enjoying the matchup, and we thank you so much for joining us here back in the analyst desk as we get ready to discuss what we just saw in that first half. Because you know what? It's kind of like that meme. They had us in the first half, not gonna lie. It was looking all right for them so far, but I just got word that we are going to be jumping back into game. So apologies for that. Let's actually send it back over to the casters and get into the action, and then we'll talk about it later.
Sure, let's start.
All right, back in the action, and hopefully not too much stuttering. Sorry about that. I was chewing on the cables earlier. Got a bit hungry. But yeah, back into the match that matters now here between Fnatic and Sentinels. Map number 2, of course, is the Sentinels that need to take it.
Well, kills Charlie
in the series,
23,
in the tournament.
31, 41 kills.
This pistol round is going to matter so much.
9, 18.
So important. A lot of time for these teams to think about what exactly want to do, but already you can see all the players of Fnatic just grouped up. Double duelist play. It excels. Just fast bursts into the side of it, jumping from 10s. Not sure if he saw them there. Place now up into heaven. Paranoia also primed. There's a dash forwards, but that wall is interesting. Yeah, blocks them off. Removes one of the available positions that they could have just been swinging from. Play. What a play to make, and what a call in the moment still. Fnatic overwhelming them. Just did not look ready for that one.
Wall pushed by wall pushed.
2 players left alive, Zekken and Sassy.
They're in
great positions to deny the planet. So in the open. And his crosshair placement, he knows where anyone's coming from.
Yep, no one holding that angle, so Chronicle just contact pushing all the way up. Now left into that 1v3. Spike should be able to go down without too many problems. But
come on.
Fnatic just waiting right now for the walls to fade away so that the rest of the team can help them out and get that clean plan off. There you go.
Easy plant level,
Fnatic with this pistol round are going to be starting some serious momentum unless Sassy can work a miracle. But I think it's just far too much. He'd have to hit outrageous shots, and Alvia is equal to it. I feel like this is a rough day.
Last chance qualifier lo manchi aadnaru
brutal for a player of his caliber.
Yeah, team manchi unde problem edichindi
helping all of the Fnatic players stay on.
Kana appudu tens gar form lo lekunde asalki LC ki mottham aadledu sorry
out and not be able to find the value. No force buy either from SEN, so they're just accepting that Fnatic are going to go up 8-6.
Playing it safe. Heavy presence from them in towards mid, but Fnatic, a great opener there, claiming that pistol round. You can see this and that. Going to be that dash engage, updraft up over the top, so Doka looking to try and create some space, but Sentinels are not wasting any time already, making sure that they can fight them. Going to be a swing attempt now through into main. Jiggle of the movement there, but both are not really being baited out too much, and a shot to the chest will do it just from the Marshal. In that moment, these players one after another.
I want to talk a little bit about how these compositions work, though, because Sentinel's comp is going to focus really heavy on mid control. They're going to have Astropoles, Viper Walls, nades, so much stuff. Fnatic are probably not going to be able to get mid control very often, but I don't think they need it. The double duelist compositions excel at bursting out through one of the choke points really quickly and applying a lot of pressure to the anchors. So both teams have slightly different goals in terms of which area of the map they want to control. And this is going to be our first test. And Sentinels, they've got to come out on top here if they want a chance at continuing in this bracket. This was their map pick.
This is the one they have to win out, but Fnatic would love to close this out into early obstacle for them in the entirety of Lock-in, and we've talked about the hopes and dreams of this Fnatic squad, this Fnatic team, including Boaster. This guy who's just had his eyes on a trophy for so long.
That is a really nice timing on the wall from 10s. Like I said, Fnatic want to burst through the choke points, and they were just starting to group up on A. I think they actually could do the same thing again, though. All get close, explode off the back of that. We'll see what choice they end up making.
Looks like that's the plan. Not making any noise.
If they do go for that, look.
వీళ్ళు హోల్డ్ కూడా సరిగ్గా చేయట్లేదు చూసినా మొత్తం సైట్ మొత్తం వదిలేసినారు.
Flowers and Durka.
I think Durka was the only person on the wall. He had to win that.
When he does, side's going to be claimed now for Fnatic. What an opener for them. Sentinels.
వాళ్ళు మొత్తం హోల్డ్ చేస్తుంటే వీళ్ళు మొత్తం సైట్ వదిలేస్తున్నారు.
Try and salvage this situation. Do have positioning onto A ramp. You've got to clear through all this utility. Screens also is there for them. And look at Alpha. Great position for him. Ducking underneath this one. Trip is very nice. The precise positioning. Second just cannot catch a break right now. And layers on layers. That crosshair placement is amazing for this. And Sentinel's forced to save. You just have to back away. You need to keep the rifles moving into the next one. But steadily, feels like this map in this series might just be falling away, crumbling beneath them.
Fnatic winning the bonus round is
10-6
massive.
10-6.
They're going to have a ballooning economy. Sentinels are put up against the ropes here.
అటాకింగ్ లో కూడా యూటిలిటీ రష్ లేదు, ఏం లేదు, కాంబినేషనల్ రష్ లేదు, ఏం లేదు. ఒకడు పోతాడు చచ్చిపోతాడు, మిగతా వాళ్ళు హోల్డ్ చేసి ఆడతారు.
The wall is supposed to give them some semblance of control in A main and allow them to rotate their players off to the other side of the map. But when Fnatic is so happy to just use their own wall to get over it, or updraft dash, blast pack, whatever, they have so many tools to be able to get around that obstacle that it means Tense's utility is not quite as useful as it otherwise would be against other teams, other comps. Def is going to be hard pressed to come up with an answer to this.
Time might be taken.
Looking for answers from the coach as well.
I mean, this is a good timing for it as well, when it looks like Fnatic are sailing away with the potential win here on their map pick.
And the most important thing is that the Sentinels players are in position to receive Durka.
Malla start and
Chronicle, but Chronicle hasn't been
time out this
on the attack side. If they can shut down Durka with good anchoring, a smoke, a pull, whatever utility you want to put in there, but be ready to receive him. If they can shut down Durka, they'll rip off the tip of the spear, and Fnatic are going to be a bit stunted on these pushes. But I think that's a lot to ask. Durka has been in unbelievable form in this series so far. He's currently 18-8. He's just feasting. The only times we've seen him punished is when he just walks around with an op.
He's been a true difference maker. One away from that ultimate as well, but you are right. It's going to be the key for them. Putting a stop to these dash engages, finding a way around it.
And a lot of the time, that is going to mean that Sentinels need to give space. When Fnatic invest really heavily, they need to walk backwards and absorb some of that aggression. Alpha is looking to absorb aggression over at A main right now.
Oh, trying to take the fight there, Sassy. A wider swing, but just a weapon not good enough for it. Sheriff in play.
A
good mid-round call.
Yeah, players swarming that position.
ఇంత దూరం పోతాడు అట్లా.
That's actually Alfia's
Noob Sentinels.
Tens might try and make a play though. Trying to go for that crouch jump. Corner. Definitely impossible in some circumstances, but the weaponry is just so poor right now for Sentinels.
Yeah, and Def and Pancada
need
to save here, or they need to save at least one of the rifles. Pancada actually can buy into the next. So maybe he's just trying to keep the Fnatic economy under wraps, but Fnatic are going to be looking to buy for a long time yet.
Yeah, this is them.
You can't do too much damage.
I mean, sailing away with the game. Tries to go for a cheeky little bit there, maybe rip a head off.
Leo might die. Safe in his corner. And that is not even a set plan from Fnatic at all, right? That is Boaster making a mid-round call that, all right, they're getting aggressive on A. We're set up to punish them with Durka and Alpha, yeah, so now there's going to be an opening. Let's exploit that. I like the balance of set stuff with the mid-rounding that Fnatic's bringing out.
పొజిషన్ హోల్డింగ్ కూడా ఏం లేదు, సైట్ సరిగా హోల్డ్ లేదు, సైట్ అటాకింగ్ మంచి లేదు. మళ్ళీ ఏ మొత్తం వదిలేసి పైన
But
కూర్చున్నారు.
they don't need it. Listen, they're ahead already. 4 rounds. Why not?
వాళ్ళు మంచిగా 3 members ఏ హోల్డ్ చేసి ఏలో ఒక్కసారి కూడా రానియలేరు.
It's going to be the Satchels working their way forwards. Fnatic trying to gain control of this. Slow orb at their feet. The players in a choke point. This wall is so interesting.
మా అసలు కింగ్ చంపిండా ఇంకా
అవును లేకపోతే ఎన్జిగా చచ్చిపోయిండు.
ఓ షీష్ ఓ బాయ్ అరే ఓ బాయ్ అరే డింగ్
అరే మీరా
నైస్ వన్ ఆ పొజిషన్ తెలిసి ఇప్పుడు ఇట్లా తెలిసిపోతారు. అబ్బా మంచి అగ్రెసివ్ పొజిషన్ తీసుకుంటాడు స్మోక్ లో. అరే ఇమ్రా అరే ఇమ్రా ఇదెక్కడుతురా
వాడు అక్కడ స్మోక్ లో ఉన్నాడని తెలిసి కూడా వీడు ర్యామ్స్ చూస్తుండే.
22-9 అంట. షీష్ అన్నది అయిపోయింది గేమ్. అసలు త్రో అయ్యే రౌండే కదా ఎంత చేస్తున్నాము. ఇప్పుడు కాస్టర్ వాయిస్ అయింది. నైస్ బాయ్. అరే అదేం స్ప్రే రా.
చూడు మనదే రాజ్యం అన్నట్టు చెప్తున్నాడు.
అమ్మా నైస్ వన్ మోర్ నైస్ ఓ బాయ్ నైస్ ఓ ఫక్ ఫైనలీ. వాడు మిడ్ కరెక్ట్ హోల్డ్ చేసినాడు. అమ్మా కాస్టర్ సోడిగే యార్ కాస్టర్ సోడిగే. అదేం ఫ్లాట్ లాబీ అంటారా చాట్ ఏందిరా ఫ్లాట్ లాబీ బాయ్.
చూసి అనుకుంటా వాడు
చూసి అందరినీ చూసినాడు. అరే మిడ్ వదిలేసిరు అందరు మిడ్ వదిలేసిరు. పోయింది అయిపోయింది గేమ్ కనిడా ఇంకా వీడు ఏం కొడుతుండ్రాడు అయితే చెట్టుగాడు
మంచిగా
1v2 1v3 అబ్బా కష్టం పైకి వచ్చేసిన వాడు ఆల్మోస్ట్.
As well, apologies for that one. Pancada left into that 1v3, has to find his kill onto Durka. Low enough. Single bullet might have done it. But he's just surrounded on every single side. The time pressure just too much.
వీడు బాగానే ఆడుతుంది కానీ
Heartbreaking moment for Pancada. Forced
టీమ్ సపోర్ట్ లేదు వీడికి.
Not a chance in hell, and it leaves no room for error now for Sentinels. With this Fnatic claiming that 12th round on the board for them. Massive series point within their grasp.
So many chances to convert this to Fnatic completely in control. Durga sat at 23-11. Sentinels forced to take a timeout. Pancada with a massive ultimate to work
Sad
with,
life.
but they're always up against the ropes. One round away from being eliminated in the first round of the Omega bracket.
And it's rough, isn't it?
We knew that one of these teams would be going home. It's no shock. That's what happens when two heavy hitters face each other in single elimination. But the manner in which it's happened, there's been a bit of a gulf in this match. The preparation levels and the teamwork and the individual level of Fnatic and what people were hoping for from Sentinels.
They're performing at this kind of level as well. I mean, Leo playing in isolation.
Yeah.
Not even really at 100%, you could argue.
But he was great map 1, and he's been there when his team needs him map 2.
Still holding strong, but this is the final timeout for Sentinel in the second half. It has to be 5 rounds in a row. And as I said earlier, no room for error, no buffer. You lose any of these upcoming rounds, and guess what? That's it. You're flying home.
That's a scary position to be in for Sentinels. It's America's super team. And just like the Loud projects of last year, obviously, it's built for the long term. It's built for champions, but they were hoping to make a run here at Lock-In. And they're going to have to pull out something absurd to make that dream a reality.
Early slow. That's that pressure being applied. Even the ultimate there into the back of the side.
Oh,
This one, Boaster sticks it. Paranoia. Does he want to open himself up a little bit too wide? Def should punish that indeed. He does. Showstopper around the corner. And the swings are there. Good trade in action. But the pressure is more than on right now. Fnatic, they make it nice and even. 3v3. Boombot destroyed. Another nade sailed right past them. And the wall all sorts of troubles. To the back of it, Tens was just so unaware of this, and a res online. And this is shambolic. Sentinels left in a 2v4, all on Sassy and Zekken. Flash ready. We'll find one of the targets, gets them into the site, but a crossfire, and a massive play needs to be made. Showstopper's back, round the corner, the beam down from Sassy, and it's all down to Leo. What a miracle play, what a miracle performance, but Leo, he might just end it. Left down to the 1v1 seconds, he has to kill it, he won't do it! In a flash, a Sentinels are sent home, and the Fnatic super team are looking primed and ready to continue in Lock-In. What an insane way for the match to finish.
What the heck was that?
Did everything they could there, with Sassy and Zekken combining together.
Shit. Chalo, very nice. We wasted unse for 2 hours. Wow, system. Chalo, right. Both run and right, man. Pardon. Hello.
Okay.
Oh, good. That's it, guys. आज के लिए मजा आया. थोड़ा खेला, थोड़ा देखा. कल मिलेंगे अगले स्ट्रीम में. मोस्ट प्रॉब्ली कल, पता नहीं दिखते कब करेंगे. तब तक के लिए टेक केयर गाइस. गुड नाइट.